Sometimes I can almost hear him speak if I listen closely to the wind.
But where is Yakuman?
That's the real question.
Button is pressed as we return.
Welcome back to the finale of Essence 2, Dragon Blooded 3rd Edition campaign. Last time, the Hearth went into the wild. The wild space was a twisted, gnarled, eternally extended tree through which they wandered, through which they were confronted by strange figures of the wild and of fey magic that stood to oppose them, and saw visions of the past flashing from the memories of those within it that began to coalesce into specifically memories of Old Man's past. The short version being, the apprentice that Old Man originally took, on Old Man's orders as part of a ritual to try to ascend, burned Old Man's body on a pyre to cinders. This did not actually ascend Old Man, and Old Man's spirit was able to divert itself to another body before being claimed by the Wheel of Reincarnation or the Call of Being a Ghost. This explains the state of Old Man as he is now versus his appearance in the flashbacks of being much more hale and hearty.
Very handsome, in fact.
Very hot, like just downright hot.
Like, fucking smoldery.
With that kind of bombshell dropped, there was an additional factor as the crew went in further. Ash is in the air of the wild, and it is growing denser as they grow deeper and deeper into the tree. It began after one of the imitation Death Knights, the Fae in the shape of a Death Knight, invoked the ash. But it seems to be something that is naturally occurring within it. And now it is beginning to come up off of Old Man as well. And it is ignoring everything to do with iron. It is ignoring everything to do with the anima flux. It just seems to be inflexible and unresponsive to any sort of manipulation via magic. It is simply hanging there, and it is slowly sapping the vitality out of Old Man, and everybody else doesn't feel too 100%, especially when they realize that, by all means, the wild is a place where you should still feel alive and have your natural life essence regenerate and have the essence of the world begin to fill you. And that wasn't happening. The ash was blocking it. Something is extremely wrong here. And now we have gotten down to the roots of the tree. After seeing another vision where the apprentice was told, erroneously, that Old Man had been destroyed by heaven instead of having the ritual fail in the way it did, and that in order to avoid the same fate, he would need his own source of power to force his way into heaven. Shortly after that vision was seen, we approached the current state of the game. And I will put the tokens down of the players. Oops, that is on the wrong layer. Hang on one moment. So, as I mentioned last time, to either note down your emote pools on your character sheet or your token, as you have not regenerated any of them.
Still max.
Yes,
For anima cooling purposes, how many scenes have passed?
I would say that you are probably at the level right above none, like first level of 4.
Dim.
Alright, so I will know
Yeah,
that.
dim. You're on dim.
I have been deliberately keeping my anima as flared as possible.
You would be probably, well, to do that, you would probably have spent 10 emotes by now to force
Okay.
it to stay that high.
I will spend 10 motes.
Well,
I think I'm
here we
always
are
down.
at a clearing.
Yang was So you are in a clearing at the bottom of the root structure of the tree. It is a hollow where all around you is the roots, kind of like a mangrove, have lifted up to create this hollow space as they dive down into the ground all around you. There's no real way out beyond the root walls beyond you. As mentioned at the very end of last time, there's buildings and roads and remnants of the village trapped within these roots. This appears to be the eruption zone, for lack of a better term, of where this wild excursion happened. And that right there is a well. For somewhat badly drawn well, but it, of all of the things in here, seems mostly untouched. It is unmutated, it is not gone completely crazy with plant growth. It looks just like any other roughly hewn, stone-stacked well in a village. It's just in the middle of nonsense.
So,
So do we, like,
a
drag
young,
him out?
unbent oak has met with a terrible fate. Repose is saying this just kind of to the surroundings, probably just, standing, looking vacantly away from the group.
Mm-hmm.
The question floats nearest me. Do we stand in the midst of a man lost in himself? Or is this a vulture picking through his remains looking for a costume?
If Oak was told to ascend to find the correct solution to surpass God or what have you, chance that he looked to the Fae?
Repose? Does stuff like this happen because someone wants help?
Why does anything happen? Repose is an introductory thing to think about.
Or-
Repose is going to try and snatch a little flake of ash out of the air, because presumably there's a lot of them just drifting around us
Yes,
now.
this is actually, it is heavy enough that it is almost impossible to move without getting a little bit on you.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
just point something out here of
Mhm.
this combination right here, matching up on the ANG perfectly. This is Thousand Miracles Yangler spanning all seas.
Yes, it's
the
very,
Gangler.
very good.
I want to roll.
Oh, I was in the middle of enunciating a
Oh.
thing before. That
sorry, go
combo name
ahead.
was pointing at. Snatch a bit of ash out of the air and just bring it over close to the end of his sleeve, and then Moat just kind of pops out to take a look at it and give it a sniff. And I'm going to consult Moat's senses to try and identify what this is. Because it is in
All right.
darkness. Everything here sets off the doom nerves pretty firmly, but there were signs that this is not Raksha.
This is extraordinarily not Raksha. So,
That's weird.
As you-
So what does this smell like, Moat?
as you close your eyes and begin to share your senses with your familiar, as Moat sniffs at the flake of ash and Moat's eyes dilate all the way, first of all, you're adjusting the way cat smells and sees the world, which is its own thing, especially in a pocket reality where everything is fucking weird. And everything is setting off the Doomoid sense. However, pretty categorically, everything around you, except the well, the stones of the well are normal, the water within it is not. But all of it is radiating that sort of hazy green glamour of the Raksha, of the wild, of the things from beyond reality and outside reality. The ash almost returns a error not found kind of response in Moat. Like, Moat isn't sure what to make of it until thinking very strong and very focused on it and just shutting out the entire world to focus on the ash. And then you recognize what it is. It's a burned piece of fate.
What?
It is a fate, physically manifested and destroyed.
Burnt threads of fate.
Yep.
How do you do that?
Sorcery. High sorcery.
I'm
Moat
gonna.
slowly turns around and notices that the ash is still spontaneously generating on and flaking away from Old Man.
Mm-hmm. Old man's got his hand on his chin, feeling like he has a pretty good idea about what's going on then.
What's going on then?
Well, I'm pretty sure I was fated to die. In that time that I was, you know, burnt alive. I think
you-
there's kind of in the force trying to enforce that upon me again. So that's interesting.
Is he eating other people's fates so you can stay here?
No, definitely not. I think it's that I am currently in the process of burning to death, is the idea.
Alright, so if you want to assign a stunt rating to that line of experimentation and reasoning,
That
I'd
would
like
be
to,
two die. That would be
Alright,
two
then.
die for using Moat
Let
on
me
a
throw
very-
some into cults to have a think about.
Oh, Jet.
How big of sorcery would be needed to accomplish some kind of, yeah, so this makes sense of, it's the kind of thing that you would do if you're trying to achieve immortality, just in some way cut yourself out of the weave and become a free-floating being.
Celestial Circle sorcery would be able to do it, but on a very long timeline. And you feel like it's a timeline that Oak would not be able to meet under ordinary circumstances.
So in order to inflict this upon oneself in a short span of time, it is definitely an adamant act.
Or
Or the
there
other
is an
side of the coin?
if this pocket of the wild continues to go deeper, you are familiar with the fact that the Fates can't see deep into the wild. You can take all the time in the world when the mechanism that enforces death when your time is up can't see you.
So he's hiding from death? Is this hurting anyone?
Look around you. Look around at the broken buildings and likely the ashes of people on the ground.
Hundreds
around
dead
you.
already.
Yep.
Old man claps his hands together, and on top of the typical clang, you also see a path of his own dusty flesh, just like put out off of that. There's that too.
This well.
Should you be that close to that?
Probably not.
Are you, like-
Everything's telling me that this is the root. This is the heart. Why is this well unaffected by the wild?
Let's burn it down.
It's made of stone.
Let's burn it down. We're in a dream dimension.
Yeah, it's made of stone, but so was that road we were on.
Hey, names have power, right?
To a degree, yeah.
Generally, yes.
Is his name Oak? That's confirmed.
Mhm. His name is Excellent Unbending Oak. And at saying that, are you listening? Excellent
No.
Unbending Oak?
Roll me perception awareness.
Ooh, nice. The bad dice, I see.
Anybody who's listening, like trying to see if there is a response to that statement, may roll.
Oh, I can do that.
I've got another idea. I'll let people roll first.
Mhm.
Oops.
All right. Angler, you hear a barely audible, repressed hissing rattle right around here.
Hold on, I'm too far in.
Now, where on the map have you pinged?
a little south of the main group. Like, bottom second from the left.
You might be on a
you might.
different layer.
I think
I'm
you're
on the
pinging on the
GM.
wrong layer.
Yep, there. Like, right around here.
Okay. I turn to look in that direction without alerting people just yet. Do I see anything?
Roll me another perception awareness check.
Great. 5 successes.
There's an awful lot of dust on the ground.
Does the dust seem to be forming some sort of a shape?
Not yet.
Or around a shape, like the outline of a man if you use duct tape around him or something?
It looks like the figure of a person that fell prone, yes.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop up on the stones of the well and do my morning poses.
Oh, Milan's gonna die.
Repose.
Is there a
And I will-
rope and bucket in this well still? Is that
Snapped
that's
off.
great? Hmm.
I have a rope. Okay, can I roll occult intelligence to think of like what would I toss in this well as a call out pose to make him show himself?
Well, what I'm doing is I am doing the poses that old man taught me, and I imagine taught Unbending Oak.
Yeah, that might work.
I am showing that I am also a practitioner of his master.
Alright. Yang, you don't actually have time to make that roll. As soon as Milan turns his back and starts to make those poses into the reflection of the water, Angler, you start to see that dust slowly creeping up towards the well.
Repose, and I will point it out.
The fuck is that?
All right, so like there's somewhere on the ground a silhouette of dust that's just kind of sliding towards the well at this
Yes.
point while staying on the ground.
Yes.
Suppose we'll
It is actually
stride up
exactly at
next to it,
Obsidian's feet. It stops.
give a bit of a firm tap on the ground next to it.
I'm backing up.
Just look at it sternly. Well, up with you.
There's a snap from the roots over this way. Roll me willpower to not immediately have your head snap around.
What do you mean by willpower?
Just the
Your
willpower
willpower
rating
snap.
as a number.
It is a loud noise from behind you. Try to not have your reflexes go.
5
"Ah!"
successes of not startling when I am having a conversation with the spooky thing.
How many, like, current or total?
To maximum. Old man doesn't even flinch. Old man knows a trick when he hears it. Okay, Milan, Angler, Milan, Angler, and
Oh, you meant
Yang.
everyone.
Yes. This is everybody is like, what the fuck? It's like a
Is it
the sound of a tree branch break.
Current willpower or max willpower?
Maximum. Okay. Old man and Repose managed to not immediately whip their head around like, what the fuck was that? Meanwhile, a figure begins to rise from the dust. It pulls itself up, literally congealing the dust into a solid form as though it is caking itself into a mud made from blood. As roots begin to emerge and rip their way out of it, and a mantle of dust congeals itself into a rough and tattered cloth. Hands form into claws, and a roughly skeletal figure peers out from beneath the mantle. Suppose it was never going to be quite as easy to trick you as it was going to be to trick anyone else.
No, it's extremely difficult to trick me, honestly.
And it had to be you that showed up here. Of all of the interlopers that could have possibly been involved, it had to be your group.
Well, you know what they say. Fate works in mysterious ways, doesn't it?
Fate has no place here,
Don't think.
and neither do you. Roll join battle.
Oh, we're just
Alright.
in. Okay. I thought we were gonna have a nice discussion. Nope, just go straight to the
I
murder.
mean, that joining the battle doesn't remove the space for discussion. Just talk while
Oh no,
fighting.
there's plenty of talking while you're fighting.
Oh, piss. Of course.
Ooh. Wait, do 10s add on?
Yes,
They do.
10s are double during the
Ooh.
joint battle roll.
As Obsidian purposely shuffles through paper to remind himself what his joint battle is.
Should be on your lot of 10.
Yeah, I got it. Oh. Uh-oh.
Well, there is
Shuffle
doom.
through your papers. Shuffle through your papers a little bit more.
Pity it
This
didn't
is why
roll
I have to
ones,
get into
but-
more fights after diplomacy has failed.
I'll spend a willpower to go get 1 more point, so I'm not at 4.
You know, if that's a thing you can do, same. Was
Yeah,
unaware that you could spend willpower on joint battle.
Actually, yes, the
Yeah, I'll
entity
do
will
that.
be also doing that as well.
Hold up, I got logged
How
out
do
by
I know what
Google.
I don't know what my thing is.
It's 3 plus the successes here.
Yes.
So
Ah.
you're at 7.
Okay.
Well, if it's spent willpower, I can very well say I'll spend it afterwards, so I'm okay where I'm at. I see your game, Darren.
No, I'm actually deciding which range band this is supposed to be in at this point. Because it's like on top of repose, but also shield. Who are
Well, all right,
Probably
we can ease up the arrangement here. So if it's back here and Shield and I are standing on the edge of this,
yeah,
yes, we're close across this line, and then
yes.
everyone else is just kind of back there a little bit.
Oh yeah. Angler intentionally stepped in front of Old Man and
Yeah,
Vinny, so he would probably be
there is
right
a
here.
distance between us here at the front and y'all there at the
Yes.
back.
Yeah.
And I had declared myself as jumping up on the well.
Yeah, so the three of us up here are probably mutually close range of each other.
Yeah, I think you two are a little bit closer because I intentionally took a step or two back just in case. Also, my head whipped around, so I probably took a little bit of a movement in that way.
You also probably took a bit of damage.
All right, so
Oh no.
Unmade by
As the
trees.
as the fight is beginning, I mentioned this last time, and I'm going to mention it again at this time. This is me experimenting with a solo boss fight. Solo boss fights 6 versus 1 don't work without tweaks, so I have added tweaks.
Yank's initiative isn't in the tracker yet.
Oh, it's
3 plus
Yeah, that's
4,
7 in
actually.
there.
Yeah.
was
So-
it 7? There.
Yeah. Well, it's 4. It's 3
Now we
base,
can
and you
sort.
rolled 4 successes.
Darren, as somebody that desperately over the course of many years tried to make solo bosses work in tabletop RPGs, Godspeed.
Yeah, no.
I
There are 2 major factors that are going to be in play here right now as immediate, really relevant that I want to have on the table. First of all, there will be a, for lack of a better term, boss or raid action that, independently from its initiative tracker, at any point during the round, I can impose a special set of actions that it can do.
Ah. This is the path you are going, correct, yes.
D&D 5th edition. Hello.
And 4th, but yes. On top of that, Shavinzen has legendary size. He ignores overwhelm unless it is explicitly magically enforced. His defenses are not going to be chipped down by 6 people hitting him. There are a couple of other things, but that is the major defensive bonus of legendary size is action economy doesn't mean his defense goes to 0 and then stays there forever.
He big.
The other major one, withering damage attacks made to him cannot crash him unless they have at least 10 dice in the damage roll post-soak. You will gain any initiative that goes over, but he will not go below 1 unless you hit him very hard.
Big.
So yes, I just wanted that to not be surprises in the middle of a combat round. He is going to be a hell of a fight for being a single figure.
Quick question with that. Unable to do any kind of overwhelm stuff. I have a move that hits multiple times and locks overwhelm. Does that mean it just doesn't do anything at all?
Unless it is explicitly
I think
inflicting
you're thinking
overwhelm.
of Onslaught rather than Overwhelm.
Onslaught. Onslaught is
Onslaught.
what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah, onslaught is the word I'm thinking of. Unless
Yeah,
your
totally.
moves are explicitly adding, modifying, or stacking extra onslaught, no,
Yes.
that would just do nothing.
So, Onslaught is the penalty to your defenses for being swung at many times in a turn. Overwhelm is the minimum damage of a weapon on a Withering hit.
Okay.
And he ignores onslaught because he's huge.
Big.
Anyway,
Final question: are we on a bridge?
Oh.
Are we being attacked from behind?
well, he did come up from behind you, didn't he?
Shit.
Now, where are you? Oh, did I not actually?
You fool.
There it is.
There it is.
All right. Start of the turn. Absolute repose.
Alright, so Absolute Repose is up here at the front of things. Reasonably close to. Hold on, let me adjust
Yes.
down the music volume a bit on my end.
Yeah, the
no,
last time was
I'll-
real quiet.
I will. I know. I just knocked it down a little bit as well on mine.
There we go.
This isn't a remix. Well, I guess technically a remix. This is
This
just
is the DS version.
The
Yeah.
DS
Yeah.
version. So Repose, in the process of not being alarmed and casually sliding back into fighting stance, is just going to quickly lash out with the staff and bop this guy on the nose and just, hey, don't skip the rest of it. Introduce yourself.
Ah! You face Shavinzin, Lord of Dust, servant of the Weaver upon the loom of flesh.
And
I know that name. Is this
making a
good?
Withering attack. That's the. That is the Death Lord that we're aware of.
No, that is not good.
That is the Withering attack. That is 3 threshold successes.
No, I haven't rolled my.
Oh,
my dice yet.
whoops. Yeah.
That was still my join.
Oh, boy, is he dodging or parrying?
I take it now that we're back in combat, we're able to breathe.
Yes, your moat regeneration has restarted.
Good.
I will take 5 for the start of the round.
He is currently dodging, actually.
Alright, because I'm actually going to spend a while not augmenting my attacks, so I can charge up a bit. So yeah, just the opening chastising bop on the snout for not following the appropriate pleasantries for battle. 9.
Alright, that is 2 threshold successes.
Alright, so my base damage is 13. So 15 versus a soak of.
A soak of 24.
Alright, so just my overwhelm.
You are fighting the elemental undead earth elemental. It is a soak monster.
3.
Alright, it takes
No, I'll take
3
my-
initiative.
And I will receive my 4 for a hit and the damage.
Alright, Angler.
Well, he and I move at the same time.
Not any. Well, yeah, no, they.
Not anymore, you don't.
Not anymore. You've been bopped.
He does move on his. Yeah, no, does that actually interrupt ties if you've been bopped? If he started as a tie?
I want to say it's your order is locked in at the start of the round.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Combat.
That does actually change what I would do if I go before him or he and I are at the same
Changing
time.
initiative and simultaneous actions. What if a character who is not yet taking their turn suddenly gains great field of initiative, finds themselves a higher initiative? Well, characters cannot be forced to miss out on taking an action during a turn, or taking a turn during a round because of a situation like this. If a character's initiative suddenly changes in such a way that it indicates you should have already taken your turn, take your turn on the following tick. Finally, what if two characters act on the same tick and it becomes important to determine whose action resolves first? One player wants to allow the other to go first, and they get to do so. Both players want to go first for the coin. Alright, nothing about this situation of getting shoved further down. I feel like it updates in real time.
All right.
It's been thrown down the list a bit. Or if we want to do it the other way, then... Alright, retain the order from the original rules, but Angler just unambiguously has initiative.
Angler wins the tie-off, but he does go next.
Okay.
That feels acceptable.
Yeah, because that would make it impossible for anyone who's ganged up to ever win anything.
Yes. 1 second, I'm just looking down my charm list here. I need to find something real quick. Okay, Angler doesn't trust that this thing's alone or it's not going to do something else, and he is going to use all-encompassing Earth Sense to pulse out everything around him to do a perception awareness check to detect anything within a medium range.
Don't bother rolling, there's nothing.
Okay, cool. That was my turn. I'm just waiting I'm not attacking this thing until it actually tries to kill us.
Alright, well, you're not gonna have to wait long. It rears up with pretty simple, just opening up with one immense claw, switching back and forth its eyes between, okay, who do I hit of these two in front of me? Which is the bigger danger? Right, the monk. And goes in for a claw swipe across Absolute Repose's throat.
Ooh.
That, I believe, is 4 threshold successes over your defense.
My base parry is 6.
So 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 1 second. And your current soak, sorry, the sheet is loading.
Current soak is 8.
8, okay. And it just wallops the absolute hell out of Absolute Repose. It may actually forces Repose to take several steps backwards from the sheer force. And that was a glancing blow. It was clearly not trying to go for an immediate kill.
Alright, I will mark down that 7.
Alright. Vanif Milan.
Aha, you fool! You rude! You let me take my pose! I activate Air Dragon form.
Excellent.
Oh shit.
I'm in a stance.
He's doing the move.
So, Air Dragon form. While I'm in this form, my Withering Chakram attacks are always treated as close range to determine their accuracy bonus, regardless of the distance. +1 to evasion and automatic success on disengage and stealth rolls.
Alright.
And that is a simple action, so that is my action.
That is your turn, because you didn't reflexively activate it. Yep.
Yes.
Yang.
But I can still take my move.
You
action,
can take a
right?
move, yes.
I'm thinking. So we're in a dream world, right?
Yes.
Is this something I can hijack?
Theoretically.
Theoretically, you have absolutely no idea or training in how you would do that.
I mean, it's all emotions, right?
In the same sense that everything is particles.
And that's not even true.
That's not true in Korea. That's more me relating it to real world.
What
but
would
yes.
Yang know with 5 occult be like?
Not-
What would be the most likely way to deal? Like, is it something I can just overpower by being stupid?
But also, not everything is made of particles in real life either.
Yes.
Can I out melodrama him?
Reflexively roll me intelligence occult to think about that. And Yulun, you were saying?
I would offer up here, so in terms of power scaling, no, we are tiny babies who couldn't possibly do
Yes.
like raw fucking wild shaping stuff.
No, there is no shaping combat available.
But if you could appeal to whatever personality is controlling this place right now and try to convince it to alter its shape,
Yes.
that's something
You
that would
are-
be within reach.
You are trying to play for an audience right now. What does this audience want?
Perform.
I am going to roll performance larceny to try and imagine a spotlight above me.
Yes.
Not quite how it works.
No, I'm trying to think about this. I'm trying to like, how do I win it over?
Well, first of all, you need to know what it wants.
What does it want?
That
A
would
show?
probably be an intelligence performance check or a read intentions check on the environment.
I'm gonna give you intelligent performance.
Okay.
Can I give you will points? How do I do that?
Willpower is an automatic success.
Roll first.
Okay.
Yes.
Willpower is the thing that you can spend willpower at any time. Just be like, actually, I succeeded.
Yeah, actually, I got
Just
it.
flex a
Yeah.
little harder on an action.
Okay, do you want to spend a willpower on that or not?
How
There
many
is
can I spend?
one.
Yeah,
By
just one
default.
then.
Okay, so you have 5 successes on the read intentions, well, on the performance of the area.
Yeah, I guess.
This place seems to be in deep conflict with itself in terms of its nature. It has been partially hijacked by the process of the ashes being created, and this thing absolutely does not belong here. It is lurking here like a parasite. Something set this thing in here. Someone, you can probably guess who at this point, set this thing here, possibly as a watchdog, possibly as a way to just kind of guide what was going on. Anything that tips the scales against this and in favor of whoever or whatever is running this environment right now is what's going to get you favor. Right now, your best guess is if this is Oak underneath it, Oak probably doesn't like this thing being here. And if it's not Oak, then it absolutely does not like this thing being here, because it is an undead abomination that has been half wild mutated.
How many actions do I have left?
Those were both just reflexive thinking rolls, because I didn't want to take up your action with that. So you have your move action.
I
and-
guess I'm gonna. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna flurry. I guess this is what this is, and I'm gonna use grasping rope vine. Is this above the everything?
Yeah, sure, let's say that is.
I'm gonna grasping rope vine up here. I'm just gonna slam my medicine cabinet down, and I'm gonna peer down at Shitty Zen. Hey, bitch!
It actually looks up from fairly solidly smacking repose around and just, like, literally interrupts the middle of its beating to look up and go, what? Huh?
Hey, you
I'm all for
responded. Woo! Gets it every time. Anyways, I'm gonna kick your ass.
This is actually Obsidian yelling.
Hey, Chef Ensign, Lord of Dust. You heard about Updog?
No, I have never heard of such a thing.
Made you
Oh.
look. Anyways,
Shovins,
you
look at me.
fucks-
Bitch.
Yeah, he
How do I do this?
replies with Sigma balls.
Boom!
Did you hear the Scarlet Empress died of ligma?
I have never heard of
Empress.
such a disease. Tell me more.
So I guess what I'm
balls.
doing is I'm trying to stunt to do my transform into Yakuman roll. So I'm gonna make him pay attention to me. Do I do a performance manipulation?
This would be a distract gambit, actually.
So how does that work?
That is, you roll. I need to double check specifically for the activation of
You have
distract.
this on
I think it is a normal attack that then resolves with initiative.
You fool.
Shut
Disarm,
Move angered.
distract. Declare a non-crashed ally as the benefactor of the distraction. Transfer the initiative cost of the gambit for that character and must be used to attack.
Yeah, so you need to come up
Yeah.
with an appropriate regular skill check to be your attack with this distraction.
This would extremely be your
Performance
style and
manipulation.
performance. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I guess
Okay. I want to do a support action for this.
Which would be.
I want to hype up Yang as to knowing Yakuman.
So
All right.
after I say just like, "Hey, bitch," and he looks at me, I just go like, "You fucked with the wrong cowboy," and I do my pose and I calm down and I start doing my Kamen Rider poses.
It is staring in abject confusion at this point, having mostly disregarded Obsidian Shield as a threat, and Repose is solidly being battered around. So,
This
you get 2
land
dice
is-
done. Actually, okay.
This land is in need of a hero for assholes like you, and I know just the Yakuman. And I tear off my shroud and I'm dressed like a fucking clown again.
All right,
Yeah,
Obsidian
so,
Shield. What is your hype? Did you have an in-character hype?
No, never mind. Skip it. I got nothing.
2 dice.
This
2
is
dice.
fine.
All
Two
right,
dice
and
don't on
decide the
distract roll.
difficulty of the distract.
Yeah, you are deciding how much initiative you are putting into this.
5.
That's going to be very hard for you to hit.
Well, what would be medium hit? 3?
Yeah, the difficulty is 3 to 5, somewhere in that range, and you will then
You can reliably hit a 3. A 4 is risky. 5 is probably not with a 7 die pool.
you send, and then yes, the result will be you spend that plus 1 initiative, and
Well,
if you succeed at the distract, it will go.
If I'm doing performance manipulation, that's a 10,
somebody.
right?
But you are also once that hits, then you roll your initiative.
Okay.
Yes.
Does that hit?
Yes, you have its undivided attention.
All right, so now
So-
roll your initiative.
Where does the
Okay.
2 dice done? Oh, it's on the 12d10. Okay.
Yes,
And do I just roll 70-10 or 70-10 minus
70-10, minus 7s.
Well, barely done
Botch! Well, the good news is, you certainly have its attention. The bad news is that you have its attention, and it's activating its raid ability now.
Oh, whatever.
All right, and by doing that, you've spent 4 initiative.
Yes, you
Yeah,
spent
good
4
roll.
initiative.
All 3.
However, in doing this, you have baited out its section action for the round. You are successfully Yakuman, and you have gotten its attention. You just didn't give an advantage to a friend. You've introduced new problems.
Oh well, try and hit me. I dare you.
It gestures with one hand as the ashes behind you that you can't see as you're facing him, but everybody else who turns around to see your own clownery begins to see coalescing behind you.
I need to check something real quick. Give me a hot second before Yang gets obliterated.
Yang's not here.
Before
Yakuma.
Yakuman, savior of the 13 orphans, is obliterated.
Mhm.
You're still getting obliterated. It's just a different person.
Is it?
This went from a distract gambit to an enrage.
Yeah, hold up.
Yeah, so just for reference, this whole arena is like medium wide at most.
This is long wide at most.
All right, near long.
Yeah.
The small.
Yeah, like medium between. It's between medium and long. There is no extreme range in here.
Darren, when I used my all-encompassing earth sense, did I see anything down the well?
No, you could actually not. The well went down to the maximum perception of your earth sense and then presumably kept going.
Okay.
So, newbie looking for options?
I had nothing.
I was about to say, I'm guessing most of your options are for people next to you.
Well, it's also mainly I can't give any buffs until it is actually my turn. All of my actual defensive buff stuff for other people.
Inevitable
I-
All right,
mortality.
let's
I need
hear
to
what is
declare it's
actually
simple.
happening.
One of the one of the wraiths from the fight up earlier in the trees has manifested behind Yang, and from the appearance of it, it's not just an indisposable mook anymore. It would probably be a very bad idea to let this touch you.
Do I notice it?
Yes, I'm
Does
not
it
going to be that mean.
Does it spook Yang out of the branch?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that's bad.
All right, old man.
Oh man.
What's old man gonna do?
Old man stands, hands on his hips, standing as straight up as he possibly can, which is not particularly straight.
Doing what an old man can.
Still,
Doing what an old man
Technically,
can.
Obsidian Shield is also acting at the same time if there's a combo mode.
still 7 feet tall.
Unfortunately, Obsidian is not going to be assisting old man at
I
all.
just wanted
Obsidian.
to enforce that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent Unbending Oak. If you're watching, you know that this is disappointing. You know that this isn't the way, under any circumstance. You went astray, and, you know, I can't really blame you. As far as you knew, I was dead. And, well, you weren't entirely wrong, but you weren't entirely right either. But you realize, I gave up teaching you for a reason. It's a selfish reason, but it's a reason nonetheless that it was absolutely required for my research. And I apologize for that. To an extent. You know it's not actually honest, that apology. But I still feel like I need to say it. So I'll give you a parting gift if you're watching. And Old Man actually starts to do some moves really quick. He's gonna start channeling a spell that he already knows has already cast today.
I'm sorry, just the line of "I'm sorry." Not really, but that's what you want to hear.
All right.
Yes.
I want you to roll me
Mm-hmm.
manipulation and oh god, what is the social manipulation presence with a 3-die stun.
All right, that gives. I do actually have two.
You
dice
get
of
you
presence.
get the 2 bonus willpower. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And Old Man starts to do his what he does when he starts to channel Invincible Skin of Copper.
All right.
I will spend one of those 2 willpower to get 5 results there.
The entire tree, every leaf that has been swaying in the wind stops all at once. As the entire place goes still, and Shivinzen looks around, suddenly deeply uncomfortable.
Oh, you fucked up.
Oak, I will only do this once. If you don't learn it after watching me this once, you will never learn it. So I hope I have your unbridled attention.
So I'm going to point out, because I just remembered this for those in the audience that may have not picked up on it yet. When Old Man was first teaching Milan, he said the one thing that he'll never teach is the copper skin.
Yes.
Yep.
Oak never learned it.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is that he doesn't really teach in a way of like explain exactly how to do it in the first place. If Oak fails to learn it here, he fails to learn it, and that's acceptable. But Old Man's giving him the chance. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and gather motes.
You get a 3-die stunt on your moat roll too.
Oh, I don't actually want to roll well. That's the thing.
I
Too
wanna fuck
bad.
this up.
Alright,
You
alright.
take that 3-side on.
Alright, that's 7 motes. Like, the thing is I'm not even going to be spending this. I already have it, you know?
Yep.
So, well, there it is.
All right, Obsidian Shield.
Okay.
Meanwhile, back over at the fight, where like Repose is fending off an
Meanwhile-
endless barrage of ashen fists.
Meanwhile,
Let me get a lay of the map right here. Yeah. So in a situation, I'm okay. So I'm reading the room that I'm going to do a read intentions on the big boss man of who he is going to pummel next.
Is that a full action to do that, or is that a reflex?
That is a. I would assume that's a reflexive.
I would say that is a reflexive action.
Yeah, that would be with socialize, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It is absolutely 1000% intent on killing Repose first because Repose is the single biggest threat
Okay.
to it.
I would say to Repose, I'm pretty sure you can handle yourself, but good luck. And I'm going to break away. I'm going to move one range band over here. And I am going to make Yang my ward.
All right.
But
I'm
I already
using-
have a mom. And a dad.
Just to remind, as it says not come up in a while, this is Flame Warden stance. I'm spending 3 motes and 2 initiative. You now have my defensive bonuses.
Yang is now no longer made of tissue paper. And that is
Are we close range, or do I have to be one more over?
I'm counting this as close enough. I'm being a
Okay.
little loose with them. I'm being a little loose with the ranges right now. They will be more important in a little while. Anyway, that is the end of the turn order. Turn order resets. Everyone regains 5 motes.
Except
Sure, getting ready to immediately spend those 5 motes in defense of
Yeah,
my
no,
bones.
another
We did
hand. Another hand is coming up for a withering damage pummeling in Repose's direction.
And we did not get a chance to spend any experience, correct?
No.
Damn. Sorry, I was going to jump in the way of that one then.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the fact that Repose is much tankier, than
Repose
Yang,
can handle himself.
yeah, I probably would have made Repose my ward, but uh-oh.
Alright, so what manner of action is occurring next here?
It is pulling up for a withering attack, and it looks like now that it has gotten a sense of your defenses, it is about to enhance it.
Alright, so, the way the angles are all working out here, getting, bid in and fortified and withstanding all of this, it's very fortunate for everyone else that they cannot see that Repose is actually smiling right now. It's very unpleasant. Repose is into this.
Fucking a Kaim-ass smile.
Keeping in mind that, the wildness is making his, kind of, vague ghost background more visible. It's a very cursed thing to see Repose excited right now.
You can also notice, I'm not even having Repose roll for this, those tree branches coming out of this thing, this was once an earth elemental that was corrupted into being an underworld elf or an earth elemental, a dust elemental. That's sure wood coming out of it. That probably didn't come from the underworld or the real world.
That's just
wild
regular ass
mutations.
wood. Well, that's imaginary
That's wild.
wood.
That's wild. This is undead and wild. This is double Doomoid.
Alright, so
So-
I will boost my defense by 2. Just go ahead and spend 4.
Okay, so your current.
Yeah, so right now
rest
my
of
parry is 8.
Alright, so it activates. I'm reskinning something, so I suppose it'll be Raging Elemental Strike. It is adding its temporary willpower pool points to its attack roll, and will double 9s on the damage roll in exchange for yes many motes. Okay, that is 4 threshold successes, and your soak is still 10.
Yes, though, how much raw damage are we talking about here?
You are looking at 18 raw damage plus the threshold successes, doubled 9s coming in. If you have any other defenses you want to start popping.
Yeah, Skin of Stone, he is going to get added to the mix here. You can also note that that's 9 more peripheral mana that has been spent. So that means I am applying a soak of 11 right now.
Alright, 11. So that is.
Repose is light armor.
Yep.
Be a speed boy.
And that's double 9s as well. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a crash. That is, you are at -2, I think? Or no, wait, yeah, 0. 0 is a number.
0 is a number.
So, as Obsidian runs away, there is a sudden just double-handed clasp hammer blow to the top of Repose's head that knocks into his knee.
It does not feel good for Obsidian.
Repose is, crumpled and bent over, and you now all have the misfortune of seeing
The
his
horrible
face.
slasher smile.
Horrible slasher smile that is now disappointed to look at all of you. Free hand abruptly, like you hear bones snapping as he points at it. Slay now!
Oh, ew.
Yeah, Angler. Well, no, Repose.
There's repose,
technically.
yeah.
Repose has his action still sitting here, since that's how
Yes.
we've decided this works.
Yes.
Alright, well, I guess I need to wither back in there and try to re-establish standing. So he actually, just like that hand that he used to point damningly at this thing that he sees all four of his sworn kin not mauling. Old man is blameless in this. He's just doing old man stuff. That's fine.
I called him a bitch. Does that count for something?
It's... You are very far away. We'll get to that. Alright, so... Free hand just then sweeps down, claws into the ground, and he, backflips into it.
Alright.
Or just
that
a
is
drop
two
kick.
Two die stunt for cool flips.
Again, still holding off on mana for attacks for now. So, swing. There's a 7. Is that a hit?
That is a hit. That is
Alright.
exactly a hit.
So that will just be my overwhelm again.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, 3.
Alright, that gets you out of Crash.
And there is something about if you recover from crash by striking the thing that crashed you.
Yes, I think you get another, it's like boomerang effect
That
that gets
is
you more energy.
shift. If while crash... Oh no, it's if while crashed you manage to crash the opponent.
Right.
Recovery does not suffice. Oh, and it's also the one for the hit. I'm back at 3. I'm fine. It's fine. I'm standing. Hello, everyone.
I'm not on the ground completely defenseless in front of something with 25 initiative.
Just actually
Hey,
have
Angler.
that cat moment immediately after face planting of dusting himself off and standing again. Just, I meant to do that. Hello.
I intended that. It's part of the plan. Angler.
Angler looks over just to get the body language of Vanif. Is Vanif about to do an attack?
Vanisse in go mode.
Okay. Angler's going to try to do a combo attack with Vanif then. Vanif's right after me in initiative.
Yeah, okay, you can
Yep.
deliberately delay by 1 tick.
So whatever Vanif's doing, Angler's going to just work off that.
So Vanisse's plan was just a flick of the wrist, and the chakram is just fires out of his sleeve right at him. Full
A
speed.
very tiny chakra.
Okay. He's going to see where the probable trajectory of that chakram is and run directly in front of where Vanif is throwing, and then as the chakram's about to hit him, flip up and go for the thing's throat as the chakram goes wherever it's headed.
Alright, that is a 1 die stun for both of you. Well, that 1 die stun for Milan, 2 die stun for Angler.
Yep.
Hooray. I will be using the maximum amount of melee, not melee, excuse me, brawl charm excellency on this.
Yes.
As am I for throwing. I'll let you go first because you technically have the higher initiative.
You know, if I'm doing a sweeping attack here, I'm actually going to be using, along with that, just gonna find it real quick, Swift Talon Strike. So I will be hitting him in the throat and then intentionally dropping prone right next to him.
Oh,
Alright.
weird question on the off chance. Is he somehow getting benefits from heavy cover?
No.
Okay.
I don't do shit.
Well, you buy Milan a distraction is what you did.
Kill.
So narratively, before the damage is dealt, what it does is it's just, oh, look at this idiot running up to hit me in the throat, and just literally casually bats you to the ground where you are prone, and then the chakram hits it in the throat. You have 2 threshold successes.
Excellent. What is his soak?
24.
I get my minimum. Add threshold successes to the attack to get raw damage, subtract enemies, so raw damage. Okay, so I just get the minimum pool of
Yes.
3.
Wait a minute, did I roll that right? Hold on a second. I might have been using the wrong roll.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. I was supposed to have another 7 dice on that. My bad.
Go ahead and roll those. I'm giving you.
Where are you finding all this accuracy?
My basic withering attack is 15, adding on the 5 for the brawl charms would bring me up to 20, bring plus an additional 2 on that, be 22, 5 dice.
Right, you are swinging in with your excellencies, and then...
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Jesus Christ, sorry. 8.
So
Eight
you fall,
plus
well,
four.
you fall down, and he goes, "Well, that was nothing," and then you sweep the legs.
Yeah,
That's
I
not-
kick him in one of his legs.
You like break his ankle.
Oh
So
wait, no. Here's what I'm doing. It's an attack that's supposed to be like a diving attack, so it looks like I'm going for the throat, but then I intentionally fall underneath the chakram and then hit him directly on his ankle.
You also meant to do that.
Yes.
I'm not sure what I rolled was correct. I just want to make sure I understand right. So I got 2 threshold successes.
yes,
That adds 2 to my withering damage.
yes,
So that gives me a withering damage of 14.
yeah. Minus 24, which is 0, which means a
Just
minimum
your
of 3.
overwhelm.
Okay, just my overwhelm of 3. Okay,
Yeah.
which is nothing.
That is more than a normal weapon.
Yep.
What is his stuff again? His soak? Not soak. Excuse me. His defense. 7.
7. So you have
5.
5 threshold successes.
Does not get me up into and be doing more than just my minimum 3. Okay.
All right, so that is 2 successes.
4 successes.
Aha, you fool.
Damn it.
You fell for
Oh,
the
right,
double
moving.
bluff.
All right, I took off a little bit for you when he pummels you into the dust.
Oh, it's paying attention to you now because it did not expect that at all.
And he loses
And
4, right?
Yeah, he lost 4.
Didn't
He had a lot from the crash.
Oh fuck, that's right.
He got up to 25.
Okay, cool. It's fine.
Good luck.
Old
I'll be
man.
fine.
Hey,
Oh,
how
man.
much body do you have?
I'm actually quite fine.
Old man!
Old man begins to describe exactly how he feels when he's about to enter the Copper State. Which is an important part of this whole affair here. You reach into your body, and you pull it out of you. It's hard, but very yielding, and that's an important part. Imagine your full entire body being set in pitch. And so on and so forth.
Yeah, 2
as
dice.
He is dissolving his blood-brain barrier as we speak.
Yeah, and
It's a
then,
2 dice.
yeah, and then does a different a different pose in the second half of this kind of thing. Yeah. Another 5, so that's 12
13.
total so far. And that's Old Man's turn.
Obsidian Shield and Yang.
So I have a question.
What's up?
Okay, this is going to require a bit of okay, so I want to use Grasping Rope Vine to hook on to Old Man now that he's got Copper Body.
He does not have it activated yet.
He doesn't.
Well, I mean,
Shit.
no, he does. He actually.
Oh, he's
has
at
it
it. Yeah,
activated.
right. No,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
right,
been
yeah,
traveling
you're
with the copper body on.
I want
Right.
to do a dashing sprint from here to here, and then I want to jump off and swing around like a fulcrum over here to gain momentum. And I want to do a withering attack to bitch slap Shinvizin with my hand that has the crossbow mounted on it. I want to do a
Alright.
flying bitch slap.
Flying bitch slap. Let's think about that. That is. Let us just roll that as a normal attack with a 3 dice stunt. For you don't have to. You spend the charm. Spend the motes to activate,
Yeah, Grasping Rope Vine, spend 1.
but it is not a flurry because hey, it's the wild. It's starting to get entertained. It wants you to do this. So you are now being able to start breaking the rules a little bit because Yakuman is a Sentai protagonist.
Pretty much. I am dressed for the job I want. So for withering attack, I would roll Dex plus skill. So Dex plus archery, I guess, because I'm trying to do a withering attack with a crossbow, but I'm also slapping him.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So you hurdle yourself all the way around this arc. Whoops. And just double foot kick directly into the side of its skull. It does not flinch. However, Obsidian Shield. The ward is still active as this is happening.
This is
And
what I was
as-
kind of hoping for.
As this is happening, as if yanked by an invisible tether, the shade is yanked alongside behind Yang,
Huh.
uncontrollably, like it is like being dragged by its own line. And it does not seem to have expected this to happen.
Huh.
I want to make
Huh.
the widest swing at this thing as it's flying by.
Give me your best home run swing. 2 die stunt.
Do an actual chopping attack. It's useful.
What?
You've got
The
a thing
chopping
you can
attack.
do with your sword.
You can spend an initiative to get more dice.
Spend an
what?
initiative in 1 defense
Yes.
to get basically increases the damage of your weapon by 3.
Weapon tags do stuff, mostly adding special moves.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I introducing this entire concept to you right now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go ahead and give you one. Yeah.
Just
one
make the
defense,
attack.
1 initiative. Increases
Yeah.
the raw damage by 3.
Yeah. Just spend an extra initiative and roll 3 extra dice is how we'll leave it for now.
All right.
Well, you don't roll the extra dice. It's the damage of the attack.
It is
the
a damage
damage.
boost with the chop, not an accuracy
Yeah.
boost.
Right. So you roll
Right.
your accuracy.
Okay.
2 dice done.
Yeah, I'm spending 4 motes on this for the excellency,
Mm-hmm.
which I believe is just 2 more die. Yes. The base withering. Okay. 15d10.
All right,
That-
you hit, and that is actually it has a defensive 2, so that is 4 threshold successes.
And then on top of that, you added 3 to your damage.
Yes.
Of
So you're
withering
adding
damage, so-
5 to your withering damage. It has no soak at all.
Oh wait, sorry. I rolled my withering damage, not my withering attack. Let
Oh.
me re-roll that.
Okay.
That was that's actually
Yeah, you got it backwards. That's fine.
You know what?
It's fine. Everything's
It's
fine.
even better, in fact.
Just
Good
you're
work.
video games.
Should be good. Should be good
You
at
now
dice.
have 5 threshold successes and 3 extra bonus for 8 extra dice on We're Withering, which is 15, I believe.
No.
No.
It's
No.
21.
Okay, yeah, no. I was thinking base, but yeah, no, 21.
And what are its defenses for
0. It has none soak at all.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
not
yeah,
expecting
yeah.
to get dragged behind a stupid piece of shit. Oh god.
All right. You actually home run it so hard as it is swinging behind Yang at maximum velocity that it overshoots Yang completely and smacks directly into the face of its boss and explodes into ash, eating away at the husk on top of it that it has formed as bodily armor.
Holy
It has-
shit.
It has lost 5 soak.
I'm also gonna jump back because you can move and attack. things.
Yes, you can.
So I'm gonna do that move and then just be like, "Oh shit, I should be over there."
Can I also roll my withering
That was
damage?
really cool.
You
Wait.
didn't hit him at all.
Oh, I didn't hit him?
You set up the move, but your attack
Okay,
did
that's
not
fair. This is totally acceptable.
It is now extremely unhappy with this turn of events.
Am I just like on the floor next to it, or am I still just like...
You are on your feet.
Okay.
The only person who's on the floor is me.
All right. Top of the turn order. It is going to immediately use its boss action in front of its normal action. One moment, please. As it is extremely like clawing at its own face and mantle, as the corrosive essence of death itself has slapped directly into it and is immediately eating away at its own corrupted by the wild life essence within it. It is increasingly clear to this creature that messing around is not an option, as it sweeps its hand out forward, and pustules begin to rise from the ground in front of it in a row. And
Uh-oh.
one last thing.
Who's in the row that's getting hit?
All of you,
Except for Yang?
except for Yang.
I get away with everything.
What form is this taking?
So what is happening is the ground is emerging upwards in the face of rotting vegetation and agony as the bodies and souls of the people who died here and are entombed in the ground are literally boiling up like a cyst about to burst. You have one turn before these things detonate to do your actions. As in, this round will occur, and the top of next round, they will detonate.
The AoE marker has appeared on the ground.
Yes.
Exactly. So, after that boss action, Shivanzen turns around, looks around at its options again, and is reevaluating now what the most dangerous force on the field is. Angler hit it fairly hard, Repose is still the dedicated anti-Doomoid, and Yang just did some bullshit it doesn't really understand at all.
You want to fight, bitch?
I'm trying to
Rig
think.
it.
Alright, yeah, no. It is going to split the difference and use its once per fight special move.
Oh. I'll be fine. Look at. I'll be fine.
Well, you
Alright.
have 4 boosted defense, so.
It is using the Claw Fang. Yes. It is using the Claw Fang Maelstrom, where it can make 3 decisive attacks at once instead of a single one.
Huh. All right.
Does it have to split its attacks?
No.
Cool.
All right.
I'm going off a stat block.
Well, Repose is
Okay.
still
Fuck is
entirely
it now?
like wired and energized from the last time he fell down, so just before any of this has time to reach his brain, he has already flinched and zooped back a bit.
Alright, so
Is it
again,
decisive, you said?
this is a decisive attack and it is going to be targeting Obsidian Shield, Angler, and Repose. All of you, if you have moments. Because it wants to hit Yang, but you are warding him.
Well, that's a choice that I make. No.
Fucking rest in piss, Yaku man. Holy shit.
So,
The tank
oh,
just
dude.
goes, I'm dropping enmity stance, fuck it, bye!
no. So the way that the defensive stance works is I can either eat the attack and only use my defense, or Yang can take the attack and use the combination of both our defenses.
Okay, so what do you want to try and do?
Come on, hit me.
So, this is
I'm gonna take the hit, actually. Sorry, I did just actually want that to be clear, but
was
I will
clear,
actually take the
I've
hit.
got dodge 5 and dex 5. I'll be fine.
Just you shirk on the bard.
And how much
just start the
hardness do
healer
you
run.
have?
what?
I said, and how much hardness does Yang have?
Where is that stat? I've never looked at it before.
Do you have artifact armor?
No.
None.
Yeah, I'm taking the
I don't
hit
have
for
any
you.
armor.
Hardness
actually.
doesn't matter. None of us have hardness 18. It doesn't matter how much hardness we have. It's either you have 18 or you don't.
Yep.
Well,
Actually,
it
no,
is-
I think we actually looked it up, and it's based on how much damage is actually dealt, not the
Yeah,
actual match.
it's how much damage is dealt. But still, if Yang has none hardness, I'm taking the hit.
It's both. It's both. If you don't have enough to do them out, it just whiffs entirely. And if you don't have enough initiative to do the damage, then it just whiffs entirely. And then yes, if you need to actually breach the number as well.
Good to know.
All right.
Okay. I will be. Do I think I can parry this? Absolutely not.
It is using its normal attack pool.
Yeah, how big is its normal accuracy?
The normal unboosted accuracy is 15 dice.
Yeah, I can't parry that.
Can you?
I will be boosting my dodge by 2. I've already put it in.
Well, my parry buffed is 6. Well, 7 because I hit
That's
with
a
that.
possibility of a range of dodging it if it rolls below average.
Yeah.
I'm saying that just as an open thing.
And I'll follow this up. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna spend the 5 for that. Take the 4 for my action, and then the 5 for that, down to 19.
Okay, and make sure to track your anima banners as well.
Oh, I have never
I just
stopped
went
flaring.
full.
Yeah, you're all flaring at this point, probably.
If they started top of the round flaring, that means he would take 3 dice of what's the term?
Withering
The aura.
damage.
Of the flux.
Yeah, the flux.
Okay, hold on. Before we roll here, I don't want to make sure I got this right on the hardness stuff. So if they roll the dice, and if they have less than my hardness, I take no damage?
Correct.
Okay, what happens if it goes over my hardness? Does that mean I take
Then
the
you take
full
full
damage?
damage.
Then you take full damage. It's all
Okay.
or nothing.
So that means if I use my special move to increase my hardness to 9, that means either I die or I take nothing.
No.
That's exactly what it is. That's how
Oh.
it works. As
Okay.
far as I understand.
I-
Hardness is all or nothing.
Okay.
Which is odd to me, but that's how it works, it seems.
Okay, I just want to make sure I have this right.
Oh, wait a minute.
Was it?
No, nothing. Don't worry. I just had a really stupid idea.
Anyhow.
Alright. So, it uses its encounter ability to do 2 claw swipes and a bite attack. The first claw swipe is going out to Obsidian Shield.
Mm-hmm. Parried.
Oof.
What?
Or do attackers win?
What is it an exact tie with a 9 parry?
Wait, this is a decisive attack. You don't. No,
You
that's
double-
on.
You don't
Going
double
on
on the
damage,
damage.
yeah.
Yep. Okay, that's a hit then.
Okay, that is a hit, but threshold doesn't matter for decisive attacks. Next claw attack goes out to Angler spanning all seas.
Okay.
That is an 8.
Does it have to meet it or exceed it?
Meeting counts.
Damn. Then yeah, that is.
That your hardness doesn't come into case yet.
No,
It's
no, no,
the
for-
initiative
this-
damage.
This is your
Ah,
dodge. Like,
Yeah,
can you spend
my dodge
willpower?
is 7. I could willpower it up to 8, but actually, hold on a sec. I want to see if I can do something here. Since this thing
Alright.
probably thinks that I can't dodge it since I'm on the ground, I'm going to pretty much pirouette on the ground and do a kind of a capoeira dodge and throw myself under Obsidian Shield while this happens.
Haha! So you're stunting to get extra parry?
Yes.
Alright, I'll give it to you.
Go for it.
I'll just say it's a 1 and I'll use a willpower
That's
to
a
make
1.
sure that it misses. Yeah. Okay.
How close is Obsidian Shield to parrying, by the way?
I'm
Like-
2 off.
Okay, so, and then repose.
I already offered up the defensive stuff. We're all right. Good. Don't
No,
even need any.
fucking whipped.
Yeah, repose just kind of.
It comes in for a bite, and you put the stick in its mouth.
I guess the bite just had less accuracy.
Yes, the
Okay.
bite does way more damage, but has a much lower pool.
That's fair. Anywho, as is the tradition, Obsidian is the only person that got hit.
Sure is.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, I need to ask something real quick.
Yep.
The resistance excellency.
Yeah.
Double your stamina to determine natural soak. Is this added to my armor or is it overwrite my armor?
Soak doesn't
Natural
take into
soak-
account
Oh,
on-
sorry. Yes.
Soak is not okay. That is a good question. Natural soak is counted as well as armor. Natural soak always counts.
Okay.
That is.
For soak things. This is not a soak thing.
This is get hit
Yes,
by,
this is hardness.
and hardness is something that we discovered is actually quite difficult for Dragonbloods to get, aside from artifact armor.
Although,
Well,
actually,
yeah.
this thing is a fucked up elemental, so its
Yeah,
damage
this
is
is
of
elemental.
Wait a
elemental.
minute. Yes, it is.
It's finally here.
Finally, element
This is an
protection.
Earth Elemental attack.
Elemental protection technique.
Elemental protection technique when this being is made of pure element.
So yes. Choose one element when activating. Gain 3 natural soak and stamina hardness, where obsidian stamina is 10.
You have stamina. Well, hold up. No, wait, hang
Oh,
on.
sorry, 5. Sorry.
Oh, hold on a minute. This thing doesn't have stamina 10.
I was staring
Stamina
at
1 million.
I was staring at impervious stone at the same time, which is double your stamina. So I
Right,
just had the
yeah,
number
yeah.
10 in my brain.
Yeah, no. Okay, so your natural hardness is 7 from your armor. Adding 5 is 13. So if this thing does not deal 13 damage to you, you take no damage. If it does 13 or higher, you take all of it. Lucky.
Yeah.
So the good news is, if you hadn't used your elemental defenses, you'd be facing down another rancorous dirge situation, but you didn't.
As an aside, everyone, the other reason that I fucking despise elemental protection for how fucking obscure and hard it is to use, though it is very useful when it comes up, it's 5 fucking motes.
Yep.
It's very expensive to use.
But
I'll
it's
do it
5
for
motes
none
that-
damage.
It's 5 motes that just saved your life.
Okay, so yeah. This is extremely just the exact situation of the fucking claw attack comes in and just fucking stops when it hits obsidian, as his whole body is just full on turned to a... No, it's just he's not tensed up or blocking or anything. He is just full on obsidian right now. He hit the skin and just fucking bounced right off.
It actually doesn't bounce. It's like literally digs the claws into your chest and refuses to let it rebound and is shoving and cannot move you an inch as your feet dig into the ground.
I want to make a reflexive... I want to grab his hand.
Go for it.
What would that be?
That will be a grapple roll, which you're going to be able to do after Angler's action.
But yeah, your
Okay.
turn is happening soon.
Yeah, you are the turn after Angler, and hey, look, it just reset to 3 initiative.
Oh, I want to let him grab because I want to run up the arm and hit him in the face after he grabs him.
Alright, so you can delay your action.
Yeah.
It's time for grappling.
Alright, I have no idea what you roll for grapple.
Here comes the combat chart again. Here we go. Here we go, Denver.
So grabbing is a gambit. Starts with Dex Brawl. Yeah, you're not a grappler.
Yeah.
Why is it dex? Can I use strength in that just for the effect
I will
of...
let you use strength in this
His
situation.
claw is
because
already in me. I don't have to grab at anything. This is just
Yes.
a matter of overwhelming
because of
it.
this, in lieu of a big stunt, I will let you use your strength for this because it is just deliberately bullheadedly trying to crush you.
It's still only 4 dice, but...
Actually, yeah, and a 2 dice stunt on top of it.
Oh, well,
Okay.
right. The control roll after you've established the grab is Strength Brawl.
Right. But grabbing it right now is not difficult.
First, the touch.
Whoop. Well,
That's
that's,
a feat. You're fine.
that's 4
You're fine.
successes.
What?
It's a level 2 gambit just to do the grapple.
Yeah, no, that succeeds.
Alright. Just with my left arm, just reach up and grab the claw. No, you're not going anywhere. I'm over here now.
Now the control roll.
Which is also a strength brawl?
It's
Strength
an
roll.
opposed. Yeah, it's an
Yes.
opposed strength ball check.
Pros
Okay.
Strength Brawl to see how long you can keep this grab.
You might want to use an excellency. This thing is huge.
I don't have the brawl excellency.
Oh, well, alright.
Like,
Roll good.
Obsidian Shield uses melee. He has a sword.
Narrate you.
Even-
Narrate you grabbing it.
Yeah, narrate.
Also,
yeah,
even if it wins the control, you still have this turn.
You
of
have
grab.
one action.
It doesn't escape until next turn.
Yes. So, what do you do once you have established the hold? What do you do to enforce the hold?
I don't think this far.
You know, that's on brand. I'm okay with this.
I thought this would be like I didn't know that there would be another action off of this. I thought just the whole turn action was the grab.
The second part of the roll is for how long you have grab. This is where the muscle part comes in.
Grabbing
usually.
is like 3 actions at once.
Okay,
Yes.
explain each action for me and what you roll for that.
Ordinarily, it starts with Dex Brawl to grab.
Okay.
Then it is initiative to see if the successful grab goes off. Then it is Strength Brawl to see how hard of a grab you have.
Okay. So I have his hand, and now I need to roll the initiative in order to establish the
See
grab.
if you successfully become grabbed. Well, become grabber.
Yeah. And this is not opposed. This is just you checking to see if it fires.
Yes.
Yes.
Very. So now, your strength brawl versus its strength brawl to see if this will have any duration to it, or if it's just right now.
And this is where you might want stunt dice if you don't have an excellency. If you have cool moves in mind.
Hey, I have an idea for
Just
this
all
one.
right. So
So that I can help out him, because again, all I needed to do was see him like initiate the grab. In order to help him with the grab, I'm running up the arm and distracting this thing's attention because some wiry little man's running up his arm to punch him in the face. That probably pulls the thing's attention away from Obsidian.
All right, that's a 2-dice stunt on the grapple itself.
Okay.
That's not a stunt to what you're doing.
Oh, that's
Okay. Also, so he was coming in to like dig his claws into obsidian, only to be met with obsidian. An obsidian claw comes in and grabs his arm, as obsidian's hand has also become
Yeah.
obsidian.
Just another claw as big. So now it is. the
I'm just saying,
roll-off.
obsidian's arm is also obsidian.
Yes.
Very sharp. Obsidian is sharp.
Yes. So now it is roll off with 2-dice stunt on Obsidian Shield side. Nope.
Ah, beans.
no.
1, 2, 3, 4,
this, one,
5,
it was-
6, 7.
this was never lasting more than a turn.
But
If anything,
now, the final layer.
you
to
still have.
this.
Yes. Mhm.
You have still grabbed him, so now, from within the grab, you have your choice of launching a regular withering or decisive attack, against which it will have defense 0.
This is the big thing
And-
grappling does.
And, alright, yeah, the other option you really have available is throw. Restraining or dragging costs
Alright,
control that you
so-
don't have.
Chop that arm.
This is. I was just gonna go for the face in sort of a 1-2 punch, but you said chop the arm off, and just as Obsidian grabs the hand, slowly peels it off of his shoulder, raises his sword with his other hand as the blade starts to heat up and flame wreath.
That does not look happy at this turn of events at all. It has no defense against you because it isn't a grapple. You are rolling unopposed.
Make this decisive.
Oh wait, you said he has no
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 defense. None.
Fuck it. It'll double tens if I roll any tens. So this is the decisive. Ugh. Sorry, whenever I look at my decisive and see that it's only 6. Alright. I'm spending some
But
excellence
you're
to
also
double
rolling
that.
against a 0 and defense a post hit of 0.
Oh wait, if they have no defenses, then it doesn't even matter how many overwhelm I do. It could just be 60-10 and getting one
Yeah,
success.
you just
Yeah,
need
it
any
is succeed
success.
at all.
Yeah,
You
never
can
mind.
spend willpower and land this hit.
Yes.
Whatever, I'm good.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I'm giving you 2 stunt die on the damage for the superheated blade.
It's more or less to give people an idea of what it looks like every time he does this. If anybody's ever seen Gundam and seen the heat axis on the Zaku,
Yeah,
that is a lot
yeah,
of what it
yeah,
looks like.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining.
Split him wide open.
So that's 9.
Fucking Christ. Alright, you chop the arm clean off at the elbow. It is gouting blood and dust as the entire arm he staggers backwards, like literally trying to scamper around you in response, just blindly trying to panic and escape as, oh my god, my arm just got chopped off.
Interesting choice of direction to panic run.
It's up against a wall. So,
Angler, do a thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
so he lifted his arm up in the air when his arm got cut off. So Angler went flying up in the sky in the process and is now going to come crashing down on this thing's head.
Oh, as an aside, do I still have a move action?
yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna step back the ear. Hey, cause guess what? I'm not grappled anymore. I got the thing I was grappling in my hand. I'm keeping this
As
hand.
Angler's going up in this long curving arc to because he kind of expects where this thing is going, he's yelling at everyone else, "Get the cysts!" Because at this point he's seen children's faces in those things. He's seen the elderly. He's seen everything, and he is beyond angry. So he is bringing every single bit of force he's got down on this thing's head, just trying as best as he can to land the hit right where that ghost entity smashed into its face and started to eat away at its flesh.
Okay. Also, your initiative did reset to 3 after your decisive attack,
Oh,
so I've
right, yes.
reflected that.
Thank you.
When I drop kicked him and that was the turning point.
Yes. Really, that's what I'm trying to emulate, is the drop kick from Yang, just coming from above.
Spanner trying to emulate Yang.
All right, that is, that is a 2-die stunt.
Okay. This is decisive.
Yes.
I can't reflexively move in a 10 speed form because this thing doesn't have onslaught. Okay, just double checking. Can't do that, can't do that. Yeah, okay, we're
Brother
good.
absolute Repassier, spanning all seas.
I hit him.
Yes, you do very much hit him.
Alright, let's see, so I'm rolling 13 dice. Oh god, here we go. But this is with, I need to double check here because I'm using my Falcon Strike move here to do Falcon Takes Flight. Since I'm attacking from coming from above, coming down, I reroll 1s and 2s on the damage roll. Okay.
All right, there's a 2 to reroll there.
9 damage.
All right, so that is both of you did 9? No. Hang on.
Obsidian did 9.
Okay, yeah, both of you did 9. Its face has been cracked open. Its left eye has been completely shattered inside of its socket, and it is beginning to collapse on that side as the mantle is beginning to burn off and slough off from the ashes as well. It is not having a great time, but it is alarmingly still immobile.
When I'm hitting it, and since it's capering about where it is, does it land on the cyst or the lingering decay of dust?
Lingering decay. It is in blast radius damage.
Oh,
is
sorry.
what I'm saying.
It's not lingering decay of dust. It's just lingering decay. His name is something of dust.
Yes.
My
It's in
bad.
Lord of-
Like
No,
I
no,
said,
but-
brother absolute Repassier, spanning all seas.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it is in blast radius of the cyst because you have punched it into stopping running.
Okay. I don't know where. You know what? I'm staying on its head. My foot's embedded in its eye.
Leave Milan.
Bold move,
All right.
standing in range of the cyst.
I'm gonna need to input. Do I do move number 1 or move number 2?
Yes.
Do the one that feels right to you.
Shit, they're both really good.
All right.
All right, I saw number 2 in the chat. I'm doing number 2.
All right.
So, and if a flurry moves as he is staggering around, swinging wildly, an arm just swings to where Milan is, and Milan just backflips out, but doesn't hit the ground, and is just sort of floating in air as lightning sort of coalesces around, arcing between both him and the rust particles in the air, in the dust swarm around him.
All right.
So
That is the lightning bolt attack.
we are going for Damn it, no. Lightning Bolt was number 1. I'm doing number 2. That's right, I'm doing number 2.
Okay.
Sorry. Rewind. I'm still using
I mean,
Wild
you
Dragon.
can still have cool lightning go on for your
Yeah.
stunt, but
I'm using Wild Dragon Speed to disengage and make an attack for free with no penalties.
all right, yeah. 2 dice stunt for the cool lightning on it.
Okay, I have a question. If
Yeah.
I make a decisive attack with 8 dice, does that still get through his hardness?
No.
If I hit but do no damage, does that count as a successful
Yes.
attack?
Which means that it does reset you.
But it counts as a successful.
Yes.
What is writing on it being successful before I say anything?
Armor Rupturing Fang. On a successful decisive attack, the weapon becomes embedded in the enemy's armor, lowering its soak point and raising mobility penalty by 1.
Yes, that would work.
Okay. So, in just a flash of lightning arcing through the area, I throw. And you
All
said
right.
2 die?
You die. Yeah, that hits.
All right. And it's not my chakram that I've thrown, but a small canister.
Ha
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
As into the wild wood part of him, a small tiny canister gets embedded. I should roll the dice. Small tiny canister gets embedded.
Just solidly wedges itself up in its shoulder where the first branch is coming out.
Snap,
Tick, tick,
boom!
boom.
As a cloud of rust and metal explodes out from him.
It screams in horrific agony as the wooden tendrils coming off of it begin to immediately melt into dust.
And because this is still Armor Rupturing Fang, his soak and mobility has dropped by 1.
Fuck by 1. The soak is down. They're both soak and hardness are down by 5.
Haha.
It is now at soak 14, hardness 5.
Nice.
Old man.
Old man, do a thing.
Well, you know, there's actually one interesting thing you can do while casting this spell, is that there's nothing stopping you from moving around, for example, out of the range band of a strange cyst that's about to explode. This is a completely legal action when you're in the middle of channeling the invincible copper body technique.
Mm-hmm.
Become the Copper Man.
Experience enhanced strength and speed.
Wow.
Exhale
Oh,
combat
power
excellence.
Immunity to powder-based ballistics.
What
A
now?
willpower gets you there.
No, it doesn't. Invisible body copper is a is.
Oh, is it 20 rather than
20?
15?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
a
never
very
mind.
expensive one.
All right.
There you go. Well, there I am, continuing to charge. You see, it's a
Safely
very
at-
intense spell.
Yang and repose.
Alright, I'm ready to step forward here first. Alright, so Repose has kind of experienced a complete emotional reset back to normal from brief moment of being fully engaged to having the Doomoid ripped off of him and mangled by his friends. So he gets to see it laying here, bleeding and screaming and writhing.
You told
and
us to
just,
kill
You
it.
said slay.
More stomping around than lying, but
Is it my
But
turn?
he sees it
Turn.
frenzied and upset. It's both of our
Yes.
turns right now. I'm
Yes.
currently
I
conducting what I want to
would-
do.
I would like to stomp up here.
I'm in the middle of conducting what I'm going to do.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
So he's seeing it going on and everyone else being fully into it, just good, better. And then, he, of course, naturally, when any given pile of horrible, grotesque hell faces has formed, one of them is always looking directly at you. That's just a law of these things.
yeah,
So
that's
Repose
how it
actually
works.
locks in on the one of these tormented, dying faces that is facing him, and relaxes into his other natural state of being of undertaker and deliverer of grievances and rest. He actually walks completely calmly up to the twisting face mask, lays a hand on the forehead that was looking at him, it's all right. And as he takes his hand away, the surface of it is already smoldering a bit, and he moves on to the next one. All's forgiven. It's not your fault. These things happen. And I am going to assert doing a thing here with Soul Fire Cremation Technique.
Yes!
A simple action that allows me to destroy a human corpse, perfectly preventing it from forming as a ghost. But that's not the part of it I'm looking to invoke. The secondary part, where destroying a body in this way inflicts emotional catharsis upon the deceased, allowing it to abandon undead existence and enter reincarnation. And even if it is not released, it immediately gains a minor positive tie towards the exorcist who did this for him that cannot be removed until the story's end. So what I'd like to do with this, since all of these beings have been unfortunately stitched together into one large contiguous superorganism, is try to start a chain reaction of fire/emotional release.
All right.
But the relaxation part of this should intensify it and make it move even faster because we're here in the wild zone.
Yes. I will allow this.
And also conveniently go to bonfire as this happens. He just becomes memorial funeral pyre through which this energy is being channeled.
I never thought I'd see a forgiveness cascade, let alone create one.
Alright, so if you'd like to assert any die roll that I should use to try and
No, that is just a cool enough idea that I'm letting it happen.
Alright, so I'm making some attempts to disarm this by igniting it.
Alright, that will happen at the end of the turn after Yang's action. Yang, you go first.
I would like to stop up here, and I would like to cast, what is this Charming's thing? It's here. Arbor Sentinel technique, that's the one. I'm gonna make my giant crossbow turn into a fucking pillbox, basically. I get heavy cover.
Yeah!
And I'm going to unload the crossbow and put in some fireworks that, I just seem to have for some reason. I don't know where I got these. I don't know what I was planning to use them for, but they're high explosives meant to kill someone.
Yeah, it's leftovers from some sort of plan that didn't go all the way through.
Weird. Wonder why these are here. Anyways, I'm gonna fire at stick.
Also, I'm going to remind you know its name.
Oh, right. I'm gonna on one of the explosives, I'm gonna write his full name.
I did make sure to force it to introduce itself, perhaps because names are important to remember.
I'm gonna write a name on one of the grenades, and I'm gonna write a very rude, I'm gonna be rude to his name on another grenade.
You are going to deface the characters in it to make it something along the lines of Dick Butt.
Yeah, I'm basically just trying to make it as crass as possible.
All right.
Get here.
3 die stun.
I'm gonna make that 7 with a willpower.
That hits.
Okay. I guess this is a withering attack. I don't have much initiative.
You don't have enough for a decisive.
Yeah. So what's the withering attack damage rules? I just do my withering attack, right? Which
It should be on your character sheet.
Yeah, 13.
All right, that is 6 successes. That is enough to crash it, because you had 10 dice after soak. Or wait, did you apply soak?
No.
No.
Okay, it currently had 14 soak. So what is the minimum on your artifact weapon?
4.
Okay, so you roll 4 dice.
Okay. Just 4 more.
Like, it is a
You
redo.
should have been rolling 4 dice for the damage. We do chip damage to
Okay.
this thing still. Its armor was quite thick.
If you spend a willpower, it crashes.
I will spend a willpower.
Crunch.
It collapses to the ground as the fireworks and grenades pelt it, and just ripping higher holes into it with the gas, melting its tendrils entirely. And then the canister, labeled with the crass change of its name, hits it square in the mouth as it bites down in the middle of a scream and blows its head open.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I jump off. I land next to Beneath. I'm on its head. I'm getting out of there.
All right, it is crashed.
How
The
much
lingering-
initiative do I get?
You get 3 plus 5 is 8. You get 8 initiative.
Ooh, 10. 11.
The lingering decay. Let me see if I have a better track in this queue for battle music on what's about to happen. I don't think I do. Aside from, let's just go back to this. As Repose channels the release of the release from their torment through these stitched bodies in the wild, Repose realizes a couple of things all at once. First of all, these are the lower souls. The higher souls are somewhere else. These have been co-opted by Shavinzen. Second, as the release is pulsing through them, it is going through the entire area, making the entire ground beneath you quake, as there are countless, dozens, hundreds or more of souls similar to this that just had not been awakened, as they all begin to coalesce around the elemental.
Oh, come on, my dude.
And with a final exhalation of relief, they explode into gold flame. And it is a single pillar of impenetrably blinding light that completely engulfs the elemental, loud enough to drown out any scream that it could be making.
We did it!
Well,
We did it!
as it sits there, swaying back and forth, completely and utterly incinerated, the mantle gone, the wood gone, the mud and
You're gone.
just crumbling to dust.
His
The art
smile gone.
It is completely stunned and open for a kill shot.
Bang,
Return has been
bang,
set.
bang.
Everyone has their modes regenerate. Yang goes first.
Well, I mean, I do have this crossbow bolt.
And you do have that crossbow with its true name inside of it, both of them.
It is still standing
what?
in flux range of me, incidentally.
Yes.
Just jumble it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right here. I'm just gonna do a decisive attack.
Alright, non-success on that, but...
Let's see here. Decisive attack, spending attack is initiative. Do I have to say how much I am spending?
If you're using an excellency, you have to declare how much you're spending on the excellency, but you just have to hit right now. And it's a free hit. This is a fatality moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
A regular decisive attack, you are putting all of your initiative on the line for damage.
So that's the hit, I guess.
Yes, it hits, and now you roll 11 dice. So guess who just got exactsies?
Yeah.
You may narrate exactly how you kill him.
I told you.
Can we get proper Yakuman music?
Yeah, no, hang on. I didn't put that in the playlist for some reason. I'm a fool.
You absolute.
Here we go.
I do 16 backflips around Shinzen, Lord of Dust. I backflip over here, I backflip over here, I backflip over here, then I jump over my crossbow and do like a million stupid poses, write the name on it, the bolt, and just kind of like do Captain Morgan on the crossbow while it's got, it's a pillbox. It's a giant gun attached to a thing that you cover. I'm just gonna stare at him and go, "You fucked with the wrong hombre," and then I'm gonna kick the bolt mechanism and just fire it directly into his ribcage.
It stares uncomprehendingly at the ignominious death that it is about to suffer and then a bolt that magically transmutes to the size of a rawest tree trunk hits it in the chest, and it sends it flying all the way out of the park as it dissolves into dust.
As he goes away, the last thing he sees is Obsidian waving goodbye to him with his own arm.
Obsidian, that's dark.
The arm that you were holding very slowly curls into a rictus of a middle finger pointed at Obsidian before it dissolves into dust as well.
Yeah, I deserve that.
So yeah, I don't know if you caught the token change. You rolled high enough on that attack that you changed its true name. It is now the profaned version.
Well done.
It is now shit vision.
The Vizier is shit. I love him. What a fun dude that was.
Congratulations, you saw most but not all of the gimmicks. And by the book, you just beat an Essence 6 Lesser Elemental Warp Dragon. I think that...
Amazingly, I also just finished getting all my modes.
Yep.
Right as
Classical
the music
man.
used.
Oh, man, it's just been
What do
hopping
you
his
do?
own.
Oh, it's over.
The old man was doing something important.
Old man is doing something very important that we can get back to now. There's going to be a bit of ritual walking around the space where the
I am looking down the
where the
well.
pyre was. Get some prayers in. Hey, just a hunch. Are we able to breathe more freely now that ash beast is no longer dominating the atmosphere?
You are able to respire some motes, but that was an elemental of dust, not of ash. That was only partial. It was basically reinforcing the ability of the death in the air to choke off your respiration. The ash is still present.
Is there anything down the well?
Water. Water about 50 meters down. No, I didn't misspeak.
You kind of walked into that one.
And no, when I said 50 meters, it's like, no, it is that far of a drop.
Anyway,
Well,
yeah.
I think old man has the scene here.
Yes.
So, having moved over here and doing one final like hand motion to put them together, and just the sheen upon him like refreshes. It's now shinier again. There's less part like what do you call it? The patinaed green parts that do show up as time goes on every single day that he does this kind of thing. And then he looks at just like opens his eyes and looks at the rest of the tree. And that oak is how you do it.
There's
It's actually quite simple.
There is a quiet pause. An old man notices at the base of the well the dirt and grass and mud and blood slowly congeal and take on a very familiar hue, spreading out slowly in a circle.
Well, I've never been one to initiate conversation now, have I?
The ground in the entire hollow begins to turn to copper.
Oh no, he's doing too good.
There is a presence of exhaustion and of sadness, of an inability to stop what has started, but an acceptance and a gratitude that Oak got to see his master one last time. Somehow, deep in his bones, Old man knows that there is still something left of oak down that well. And no matter what it says, and no matter what it looks like, it's not this oak. It's not his student anymore. And it needs to be destroyed.
And yeah, old man is just gonna nod to propose with a completely neutral look on his face. Suppose you'll have to do it.
So I guess I just start methodically dismantling the well.
Yeah, fair enough. There's not really a role needed for that. As you are beginning to dismantle the well,
With the attitude of conducting an autopsy into a mummification, start dismantling the well.
Yeah. As you begin to do so, several things become clear. As the copper sheen begins to creep up to the roots of the tree and slowly just not have the strength anymore to reach up any higher. As you look down in the well, the copper sheen is not going down. Something is in there. That's not just a well with just water in it. That's a gate. That's a transition. That's a passway. That's the heart.
Yang?
You've got one last place to go.
Oh.
Do you still have that file of air I gave you?
Yeah.
Can I have it?
Who's Yang?
Yakuman.
Yes, you may have the vial there. I give
Yeah,
it
come
to
on,
the
did you
line.
steal that thing I gave Yang?
And I take this vial of air, of ozone, coalesced around the iron shard that was part of the weapon. I drop it down the gate.
It falls and falls and falls, feeling like an eternity as it spins through the air, slowly descending towards the water. And as it breaks the surface of the water and begins to sink in, the water ripples and surges upwards in an immense column, standing about 10 feet high from the well itself, forming a doorway.
I propose we'll have arranged the stones that were in the well into, a little
Karen.
memorial cairn, little mound.
Mm-hmm.
And just wheel about and slam into this door unhesitatingly. Just kick that thing open.
All right. We transition. As the group enters the waterfall, several things happen all at once. First is total sensory overload. All you can experience at first is the rushing of water and the pounding and pressure of just being underwater. All your senses are blinded. And then all of a sudden there's a total lack of sensation, like you're hovering in a space that isn't, a place that isn't. A darkness that is just going on as you are falling. And then, as you are falling, bits and pieces of light begin to coalesce again, as the last memories of the oak that wants to be freed show you the last memories that it can. It's a vision of an old man in front of a mirror, with a beard that's grown long before its time, with an appearance that's grown old before his practice, cursing and screaming, yelling into the sky And then it fades away again. And then there's a meeting. As the older man sits at a table, waiting quietly, before the sound of metal boots on the ground slowly approach. A phantasmal image of Ruby Gauntlet Tyrant walks into the illusion, followed behind by the Skin Man, taking a seat. I thank you for letting me approach you, honored sage, Tyrant says. I know that your time left in the world is valuable, and I am very humbled by your graciousness in accepting my offer to talk. Oak looks across the table at the man. His eyes are of a man that knows he's about to be taken for a ride, who's about to be cheated, who's going to be given an awful deal, but already knows that he's been dealt with badly once, and is willing to give up whatever it takes to get back at that. The two of them speak of sorcerous matters, of methods given to Oak by that strange figure of purple light. That starry-eyed bastard, as Oak calls him, who reneged on his promise of power that would get him into heaven by not mentioning the price that that power came with. The ability to reach higher than a mortal ever should in the heights of sorcery, in exchange for burning your thread in the loom of fate. And then Tyrant brings up the idea. The place that fate cannot hide. The place that fate cannot find. A creation of a wild pocket, artificial. There are sorcerous techniques that have been not carried on by any reasonable, well-thinking society, by sheer self-preservation if nothing else. There are ways of taking the higher soul, the soul that would go on towards reincarnation, the soul that is preyed upon by the fair folk, to take their glamours and to feed their hungers, and mutilate it artificially, in the same way that the Raksha would, in a way that can destabilize creation. Enough deaths, enough lives thrown into that fire would create a wild pocket deep enough that the heavens could not find you. And any sorcery that you want to do that would require you to die faster, well, that requires the Reaper to be able to find you, can't it? Oak. In too deep now. Old too deep now. Old now. Taken in by the honeyed words of the Tyrant over the long conversation, finally agrees, and the plan is made. And then all goes dark once more, going into a brilliant light.
Well, life finds a way.
Welcome to the Deep Wild. Reality is out to lunch. You sit on an island floating in the sky in a featureless white void, as pulses of teal light come from an island far above you, scouring everything, shovering it down, eradicating it, eroding it every little bit at a time. A tree hangs in the distance, an immense tree like the one that you had just been in, but now much closer to the size that it should be. Away, there's another floating island with a twisting road calling up to a roof that has been torn off of a floating building. Upon that roof is a ladder to a higher island. And far above that island is what is left of excellent, unyielding oak. To the side of that island are blackened stars that hang in the sky like a mockery of the fates in the sky. And to the left is a great, immense, whirling swarm of green and unshaped reality, with a burning eye within it, with glimpses of bodies and ash, and the tatters of the pieces of reality that have fallen down here, being ripped in as they are pushed by the pulses of magic to be destroyed and recycled. You aren't in creation anymore. Don't expect things to work the same way here.
I'm going to mention that this is the first time anyone's ever seen Stalwart Daughter, the horse, actually look uncomfortable, nervous, and horse-like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Incredible. By being in the place of just, non-reality, the horse has become real, and therefore is now just a regular normal
Just a
horse.
normal ass
The
horse.
horse has returned to its true home dimension.
Yes.
Alright, so we need to unravel this narrative.
This is not a place where walking will get you anywhere. This is a place where you need to go with the flow.
This would
Or make
happen
it
under a nun moon. It is the end of a month. Was the end of a month when we left.
Yep. I was watching the moon phase for how bad this was going to get.
You say go with the flow. Can we feel the currents pushing and pulling on us?
Yes, and primarily they are pushing you away from up on the island in the sky. You need to find some way of counteracting this sorceress pressure downwards to go upwards.
Is it a unilateral push, always pulling out, or does it kind of sway and flow to the left or to the east or west?
It's a radial pulse, effectively, so there is a little bit of variation.
Yeah.
Alright, so there is an immediate sense of over there is the middle of our immediate surroundings.
I have an idea.
Go ahead.
It's time for Obsidian to roll up his sleeves and reach deep into his weird skill set.
Alright.
I want to use sail to charge a course through the weird currents.
Yes!
I'm in.
Alright, I'm ready to help with this. I'm offering up an int linguistics roll as Repose, being, very dutiful and studious in how he does things, and thus being deeply offended by entering the weird zone, is immediately proceeding to identify and name and categorize each thing that his senses is willing to focus on. I'm offering up
Can
an
I
int
use for-
linguistics to try and create a list of destinations.
Alright.
Alright, that's 2 dice done for both of you.
Alright, so I'm going to use Wits plus Sail, which is an 8 dice stunt, bump that up to 9 using my specialty of weird routes.
Yeah, no, yeah, give
Yeah.
yourself 2 dice from that specialty right now. This is a double specialty moment.
May I help Obsidian with that, since I am
That's-
of the water
yes.
aspect and can probably feel the currents pushing better than everyone else?
Yes.
So that's 12, and gonna pop the excellency on this using 4 motes.
Yeah, so
Can I-
Repose is spending a moment very decidedly monologuing. I am standing here on the ground. Up there is
Can
the
I
nexus.
use performance
to
to
the
act like a
left
pirate?
of the nexus is the vortex.
Okay,
He's just
I
itemizing out and describing this space.
First of all, as you are doing this
Getting
seems
real
briefly
mad about
ridiculous
it.
to the rest of the crew until the reality around you immediately shudders and calcifies as he is speaking. Second, I missed what Persona said. What were you saying?
Can I like use performance to act like a pirate so we reinforce the sailing gimmick?
Yes.
That would make
I
sense,
was-
yes.
All right, how
was
many
also-
die bonuses am I on at this point?
Well, I might be able to throw in another one. I have specialty navigating harbor traffic. There's going to be a lot of stuff ebbing and flowing in our way. I'm going to direct.
Okay,
help direct.
that adds another 2 die to Obsidian rather than you rolling. Sona, roll me your performance roll, and we'll see how that looks. And Angler, what was your way of concretely helping?
I am of the water aspect. For dealing with currents and pulses, I would be naturally have an affinity for that, so I'm just trying to show him the best path forward.
That gives Obsidian 9 again when Obsidian rolls.
I'm sorry, what again?
9,
Your
not
nine's
double
double.
9s.
Double 9s. Okay.
I was using the World of Darkness term.
I am maybe not going to spend any motes on this because at this point I am at a 14 d10.
Also, I
Okay,
guess
but we also have yet to see what Sona does.
Yeah.
the main thing of note I was looking for with that also is just to
Hold on, I'm
confirm
fucking
that. So the remains of Oak are a separate entity from the spell that seems to be over there doing its own thing.
Yes.
Which seems more important to keeping this place connected to the village, because that's what we need to do. If this concept just falls out from under the world and drifts off into the wild, that might not be our problem. We can just cut the tie between it and the
Yarr.
town.
Hard to port. Full stern ahead. Nautical
One-
terms.
I'm taking
Sorry,
that as a
is-
verbatim statement.
Yes.
That is one.
Everyone hearing Son really deeply?
Well, he was probably trying to do an
Yeah, that was a
accent.
pirate voice.
I'm also on a different mic right now.
That would be it.
Okay.
That is one automatic success to Obsidian plus the 14 die on the 14 dice,
Okay.
and the 9's double.
All right, here we go. I regret to inform you that
Nice.
9's double did not matter.
Well,
That's
And I'm
12.
useless again.
you got not well. You could have been much more useful. But so okay, the narrative begins to form. Of this is this is not complete chaos around you. This is chaos forced into roughly arbitrary symbolic shapes, resenting what is actually going on semantically under the hood.
We
In
are a
practical
crew on a journey.
In practical layman's terms, it's chaos. But if you boil it down to the simplest concept, this is no different to Obsidian than charting unknown waters. The unknown waters look a little weird today, but hey, it's not
His
that he's
bosun's
never
also
dealt
doing a really bad job today. It's kind of weird.
So, the narrative of the ship and the sailing creates, one moment, a current of water that connects these two islands, and a small-scale model of the boat, just large enough for all of you to stand on it, which allows the group to cross the river passage to this second island, where now the next narrative and obstacle would be this twisting remnants of the road of the village.
I slap Vanif's back and go, well, that one looks like it's all up your alley.
All right, gonna crack my knuckles. Reach into my pockets. Actually, have a look at my inventory on my character sheet. Here we go. Land survey chart. Signed to triplicate. No. This is all wrong. This is all wrong. This road is supposed to be straight. It is connecting two. It is connecting two towns. This is a established trade route. It needs to follow this, and I'm putting out the map.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm
As you,
putting out.
as you lay, go on.
No, I'll let you go.
I was going to say, as you lay the map on the ground, it suddenly fuses with the ground entirely. The map becomes the territory, as it were, as the road begins to shift.
Can
Have
I
that triplicate.
can I use performance to run up to Vanif and be like, Malish, we have like, can I simulate like a middleman giving him reports of like, there's obstacles here, and here.
Yes.
Yakuman is a performance-based gremlin.
Yes, actually.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
And at some moment, I'm just going to sort of lose myself and actually call you by a different name. A name of
And
one.
a willpower.
I give a willpower to make this
We have
work.
a different name of Yang.
No, I'm going to accidentally call him by the name of one of my bureaucrats.
One of your actual
Brandon.
subordinates. The Yakuman outfit briefly turns into the outfit of that subordinate as you're thinking it, before reality reasserts itself locally on the incredibly iron and rust-covered surface of Yakuman.
Sorry. Yeah.
We'll take the idea from the chat of the subordinate named Yin.
Oh, weird.
Yep. Yeah.
Yin.
So,
Hey, do you think Obsidian or Milan just carry a flag, just a personal banner as part of their general affectations as captain and minister?
Probably more
I
beneath.
have my hat.
Do you have a
hat-
flag though? You should have a flag. You probably have a flag.
would you narratively make sense to have a flag?
Let's see, I got the
A
pay
flag
roster.
to which can be appended an
Sign
iron
certificate.
fringe. We are a vessel that is
Son of a
venturing.
bitch.
Wait. There's probably something on your horse.
That's right. The barding.
Why haven't we hitched the wagon to the horse yet? We really need to get a move on this. This trade good haul isn't good. Like I've been
Behind-
sitting here. I'm gonna start acting like a fussy merchant who's just been held up at a checkpoint with a wagon.
Behind you, the tiny boat on the river turns into a wagon and then falls through the water into the infinite below.
I have got
Oh no!
29 apples. Oh shit. Well, that was worth a shot.
All right. Well, we better get this land survey underway.
So yeah, that would probably be a intelligence bureaucracy roll.
I can do that. And because I don't often get to do this, I'm going to use Geese Flying South Administration.
Geese.
My excellency.
Yes.
And I get to reroll sixes until they cease to appear.
I will stay in my hands.
So that is spending 4 motes for 4 automatic successes.
I'm gonna be on the corner of the island mourning my apple horde.
As the bureaucracy planning is going on, inexplicably, out of your sleeves, Yakuman, geese feathers start falling out.
What?
I don't know.
I'm
Has
gonna
the,
start shaking my sleeves.
Have the dice been thrown?
They have now.
They just did.
All right.
So that
5 successes.
is 7 successes.
Oh,
2
7,
auto.
right. Alright. I'm not going to redraw this whole road because it's on the same map layer, rip, but it goes from it twists and turns every time your eyes are no longer directly on it to locked in a single shape. Not exactly easy to navigate, but you can carefully tiptoe slowly your way up to, oh shit, the giant eyeball and the green tornado's actually gotten looking at you now. It doesn't seem to be doing anything, but it's certainly watching you now.
He's
How-
just watching me shake feathers out of my fucking sleeves. Why are these in here?
All right, we are.
How vigorously would you be beginning to be shaking those sleeves?
Oh, well, now I'm probably just testing to see how much is in there, so I'm probably shaking pretty vigorously. Probably flapping, kind of like a goose right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
hold
it's
on a
fine.
second. Wait. I got something for this. As Yang is starting to clap more and more furiously, I slap his belt where the changed form thing is to make him transform into an actual goose.
All right. So while we're contemplating how that can occur, going back to the linguistics roll to like conceptually map this place.
Yes.
So there's the remains of Oak. There's the fact that we are distant from the thing. That's the spell that's happening by my best interpretation. What is this? In an attempt to label this, what role does this seem to have in our surroundings? Is this a character? Is this a set?
All right. roll me. Okay, two things. Old man, roll me intelligence occult astrology. Repose, roll me any roll you would like to justify on figuring out this thing's role. Old man recognizes those stars in the sky on the right. That's this constellation of the corpse. That's the constellation.
I guess int occult with the old omen. Or actually, perception awareness omens. Same size of pool, but the specialty of just going in on habitually noticing important superstitious things. Yes.
For all the world, it looks like the fever dream of a peasant that's having a nightmare about a demon who has never heard of demons before. Like, has gotten maybe the 3-minute explanation from an immaculate wandering through what a demon is and what it does, but nothing else, and it's purely left to the rest of the imagination. What the hell a demon is? Is it a rapacious, devouring monster? Is it a giant engine of chaos? Is it a shaped form? Is it
is turmoil over there. That's distress.
Yes. It is consumptive, ravenous fear in the form of demon.
I'm looking for snacks and Repose's satchel.
Meanwhile, Yakuman, there is a goose with the party now, wearing Yakuman's mask, and bits and pieces of the outfit that drape over the shape of a goose. Yakuman, Yang, you're having an increasingly difficult time keeping your mind related to not being a goose. The longer you are shaped like bird, the harder it is to think of not bird things.
I need to unanimorph.
Yeah, as much as that was a, the fun prank to have come to mind, that is actually a kind of suicidal thing to do.
That wasn't
in the
supposed to be a
wild.
prank. That was supposed to get the thing's attention away because it's supposed to, he's seen all the feathers come out of a person. It's supposed to be just, it's a goose. Never mind.
You also forcibly polymorph someone in where the shape dictates what you are.
It's not polymorphing. It's them having
Just hit the
illusion
fucking.
of it.
Just hit the transform
I'm gonna
button
hit
again.
the button again, but it's never mind. I hit the button.
Thousand Miracles Yang, I'm going to need a poultice to get us through this situation. Could you brew us up something?
Wait, are there two of me now?
Are there? That's a question I'm asking Son of Bozo the player.
Fuck, that's a good hook. That's a good hook. That's some good bait you just put out there. Yeah, what if Yang and Yakuman are in the same page?
I mean, I'm seeing both Yang and Yakuman right now.
Is this Yankee Man?
Just gonna slide over and lay a horrible death grip on Vanif Milan here. You are actively undermining his odds of survival. Speak plainly.
I'm trying to get him back into
Slide
normal
back
mode.
over to Yang, backhand him. You are late for class.
What? No, I'm a super. Wait.
The
Yeah?
sudden cognitive dissonance snaps you back into the mindset of being in your assassin training and removes Yakuman from the picture temporarily.
What the? How did that? But if I'm, I was.
What is the first thing I
But-
taught you?
You taught me?
Correct.
You are back into the mindset of being beaten the shit out of to be learning martial arts.
Oh, right, you kicked my ass. Right, yeah. Oh, okay. Right. I'm gonna... Hold on, wait, do I still have the mask? I'm gonna look around at my... Like,
You still have your stuff, but you are solidly Yang right now.
what about that mask that I made earlier? Was it anything special with it?
It's starting to look a little weird.
Huh.
You don't
Should I put
remember it
this
quite
on?
having that shape.
I don't...
Repose, you're looking at him, looking at a strange mask, like, huh?
I didn't make this. Well, I made this, but not like this.
I do point out at this point, finally, during all
You
of the
made this.
shenanigans-
This is yours.
But
The
it's
mask,
different.
the mask actually subtly shifts back to being closer to what you remember making the moment that Repose affirms that it is yours and you made it.
Am I?
Right. During all of these shenanigans,
You made
old
this.
man finally
You own
speaks
this.
up
It is part of who
looks
you
up.
are.
and just points at the constellation that is very clear and obvious to the old man that as the corpse constellation is a relevant thing for everyone to keep note of and remember.
It is the
Is anyone
constellation.
paying attention?
It is the constellation associated with death by old age, or
Yes.
peaceful rest, or otherwise a transition between periods of life.
Obsidian's listening.
That's good to know, Obsidian Shield. Tap on your shoulder. Reach. Oh, wait, no, wait. Shoes. We're actually.
I'm gonna
reasonably
slowly
on the same
put the
level.
mask
Tap
back on.
Obsidian Shield's shoulder.
Alright, the Yakuman costume pops back on, and you are Yakuman again.
I'm gonna take it off.
Back to Yang.
I
it
slap
back on.
Yang. Stop it.
No, check it out. Boop, 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 boop.
You realize that you are in the process of destroying your very self, which is impressive, honestly. If that's what you're going for,
We are
then I
here
think
to
that
find
will work
evil,
out.
slay evil, and restore the purity of nature to this land we stand on.
Yeah, both of you want to do that.
Work
I think
Both
first,
of you.
From him.
then play.
But there's
Yeah.
two.
Yang,
What?
I take the mask from him. Yang, you
What?
are attracting that eye's attention later.
Okay, fine.
Continue on this road.
I'm going to cast Stormwind Rider to provide a general sort of speed boost. Because we just need, regardless of what vehicle or whether we're just walking or any other given way, we all understand Stormwind Rider is very, very fast.
It is very fast.
You are counterspelled.
Okay, interesting. Someone wants to go then, huh?
Tower.
Can I
There
have the
is-
mask back? I feel better with it.
There is a easily 100-foot high ladder up to a floating impossibly disc of stone in the sky.
All right. Well, if you're gonna counterspell me, then the stuff that I already know how to do, that I've already got active, that you can't counterspell, I'm gonna go ahead and spend a willpower to activate my extra motes, and I'm gonna just because we're in this zone, I'm just gonna let my sandals get obscenely long.
Just gonna grow all the way up.
Long man.
Long man is now true.
Alright. As the rest of the crew, I'm assuming you would be climbing the ladder.
Yes.
Or attempting.
Riding the horse up it.
The horse is actually perfectly capable of climbing the ladder. The joints are... They're not supposed to...
Riding
Are
the
they?
horse up it.
You don't look too closely. It's uncomfortable.
It's Jacob's ladder, it's fine.
But as the Geta keep climbing and climbing, all of a sudden there is a strange moment where, as the ladder is being climbed and as the Geta are going up, there is a brief flash from the tornado. And now all of a sudden your Geta are the ladder.
Yeah,
You
that's
keep
acceptable.
going. As
I've got no
old,
problems with this.
as
Yeah.
old man is extending into the sky, there are rungs between the Geta. You can keep climbing.
To space.
That is technically my feet you're grabbing, by the way.
It is
Yeah, they are.
unnervingly pliable. You might there is the sensation of life in there that is uncomfortable.
You know that
It
it is
is
a wooden
simultane-
ladder, but it is like climbing a rope ladder.
Yes.
It would be like
Also, the
this
rope
even if
is
we were
made-
back in the regular world.
Also, it is like, on top of that, it also does feel particularly hard and weird because, copper mode.
Yes.
What am I
It is an
doing here?
unusual mix of sensations.
sensations that your brain is responding. Hey, wait, hang on. Our senses are going wrong. That's not how this works. And then you take another look around where you are and go, oh, right.
Just onward and upwards. Keep going.
As you climb,
Is Yang moving with us?
I'm assuming the group is moving as a unit.
I mean, yeah, I'm there. I'm just kind of like looking off into the middle distance, going like, if I'm the caveman, who's up there? What the
Grabbing
fuck is-
gang, dragging gang.
Obsidian is keeping an eye on Yang. He is worried about Yang's mental state in the land of chaos.
He's doing his thinking face that he does when he does science stuff.
Yang, tell me how you made those smoke bombs. Or the rust bombs.
Huh? Well, oh, that's just a bunch of fucking like 5 parts and it just rattle off like the chemical formula.
He's so
Yang
good for now.
and the air around him notably stabilizes as he is reciting the way of crafting normal, sensible things together. The group, approaching via unorthodox methods, using the wild itself to move them forward, are able to move against the sorcerous currents and crest up to this island, where they see a figure. A figure covered in silver flames, locked into a position of meditation, cross-legged, hands together, slowly burning, their skin and their entire body showing that they've been completely mummified by age, as ash is coming from the silver flames. And now that you are this high up, you can see that the ash is spiraling up in a gigantic column towards a point in the sky, which must be where it is going out into the rest of the wild. And you are filled with the horrible sensation that you are watching someone not only burn their own life, but burn the souls of other people, not only to stabilize this wild, but to continue fueling this spell that will not, ever be interrupted. The final means of transcendence that he has paid so much to do. The mummified corpse lifts its head and gazes hollowly at the group.
You're looking even worse than I am in there.
Oh, wait, right. I fight evildoers. That's an evildoer. Duh.
Where did you lose track of the way? Oak.
The grief wouldn't end. I couldn't let go. You told me to let go. I had nothing. I had nothing but what was there that you left. When the man with the stars in his eyes came, there was nothing for me. There was nothing. I had nothing to stop him with. All I wanted was to avenge you.
Old man holds a hand up to, back when he was teaching Oak, he would just, not speak a lot of the time and just, hold up a hand and tell him to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Being left with nothing isn't actually a bad thing. And I'm dreadfully sorry you didn't learn this lesson. I did not teach you well enough, young Oak. I do say specifically young Oak, in reference to his, inevitably aging form right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that is my fault. To be left with nothing, you were close. You were on the path. That's why after my death, I abandoned you to do on your own. Because I realized how close that we both were. And I will be honest, I figured that you would figure it out yourself. I know now that that was clearly a mistake.
You didn't leave me with nothing. You left me with... You were my teacher. You were my family. How could you let me go so easily and I couldn't let you go? How could you let me go?
Oak? In our own way, you know. At heart, I'm just a selfish, awful old man. And there's really not
Obsidian
much
nods
else
at
to it.
this. Yeah.
I suppose. The only difference between us right now is you didn't get this offer. After all, what am I doing that you're not? Seeking transcendence. No matter what it does to the world around me.
Old man puts his hand to his chin and then thinks for a second. In a way, I see your point. After all, it's true, right? As like you don't necessarily know what I'm about to say, but I feel like Old Man and Oak would say
Oak
at
would
the
know.
same time, I alone dictate my path under the heavens, kind of thing. We
Yes.
just both say it at the same time.
He would repeat it as you say that.
Mhm.
And as that is said out loud, the black stars of the corpse constellation flicker. And off to the left, another set of stars begins to appear, fading into darkness. Oh, one moment. Wrong button, and there we go. The constellation of the Crow in the descending position. The constellation of the denial of death. Of staring the inevitable in the face and denying that it is in fact inevitable.
In the end, I think what really matters here is the difference in approach. And I must say, from my perspective as your teacher, I am a bit disappointed. And it's simple as that.
What's left of me that remembers you knows you should be. But the part that got me this far doesn't see a difference. Do what you will. I can't stop you.
Before you go, I may as well introduce you to someone who has forced themselves to be my new student. Just going to gesture at Milan.
Milan's going to step forward.
I won't say that you two had very similar circumstances. Far from it, honestly. But I want you to know here and now, for the future, as peace of mind, you better believe I'm going to drop this boy the moment I get the chance, just like I did you.
Milan starts laughing along with this.
100
Man.
dead. We have fun here.
Boy. One piece of advice. From possibly the only thing that I learned of value that Lee did not teach me. The heavens The heavens rule your path, even if you deny them. It takes more than will to fight their fate.
And I will use that. I will make that fate my own.
The man in the armor. The one from the dead. He's why I'm like this. He told me what he wanted. He wanted to force heaven to see what it has done to the earth. And if it will not look, then he will burn it. The sheer effort of talking has begun to physically crumble the body, as even this infinitesimal change of focus is diverting him from the spell that is maintaining his quasi-mortality just enough for him to literally begin falling apart.
Alright, so it sounds like y'all have had your say.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's
sec.
been the appropriate airing of grievances
hold
and
on.
last words.
Hold up. I'm formulating something.
Because I have an in-character action statement
Yeah.
to apply that is going to punctuate this situation.
Yes,
Go ahead.
I figured it.
I was working on punctuation, but if you got one.
Alright, so this whole time Repose has been like slightly out of focus, and you're actually experiencing that this is the case, squatting ominously behind this mummy man as he, goes through this spiel that Repose has heard many times from, I wanted to do the horrible sorceries for great things. Didn't expect death to rend my flesh, and so forth.
Yes.
So as things are cooling off, their Repose gets in closer to intimate confessional range with this fellow. You did say vengeance drove you to this.
Yes.
When has death ever prevented souls from claiming their revenge? I say to you, unbending oak, be at war till you are satisfied, and then know peace. And then he will be, winding up to deliver a killing blow.
Heaven will burn.
Well, it won't burn itself. And chop.
And literally the slightest touch dissolves him to dust as the silver flames gutter out.
I actually can't decide if that one was good or not.
It's fine. Well, depends on what he's going to try to do with it. So, environment cutscene loading, or do I need to start punching other parts of this thing?
This is cutscene loading. I was
Alright.
having the moment.
Yeah.
I was letting the moment
Insert
have some
disc
drop
two?
top. This
Well,
is.
Please,
I was letting the ending hang for a moment, but as the corpse crumbles and the silver fire goes out, there is a pause before the entire world just begins to ripple like a reflection in a lake that has had a stone thrown into it. As your senses begin to overwhelm, but not in a even Repose knows this is not the sensation of being pulled into the wild to be destroyed. This is being pulled away, the call of Gaia, the call of creation, the call of things that have normal shapes, are suddenly flooding back in, as all of the ash begins to reverse inward, in the film is being played backwards, from all of the ash that has been shed by the sorceress working is going back into the crumbled body of unbending oak, aging it further into dust, and from dust into nothingness, and then the island to dust. As everything he has done and everything he has worked towards unmakes itself. And then there is nothing.
Now,
And
wake
now-
up. Yes.
You find yourselves lying on the ground, staring at the rising sun through the trees,
Oops.
in a completely, utterly bare patch of ground where the dome once was.
Did I get completely pranked as the final act of Oak, and I am currently touching the ground?
Yes, yes, you are.
Ah, infuriating.
Yes.
Oak. Oak. This is
You are certain that that was his last little bit of being a student and not being the man he was warped into being.
Oh, I know. I know.
Having a
but,
moment.
But,
And
This
a
is the
moment.
first time. This is the first time in maybe 60 years you have touched the ground.
completely furious about this.
Spend a moment
You did?
appreciating being back in contact with solid material. Just kind of firmly scoop into the ground, pick up a handful of dirt, whisper, "It's all good land."
What the fuck was I doing? I was.
I'm gonna
Am I a
take a-
pirate?
take a deep
I-
breath, let air fill my lungs.
Do I have an apple trade? Does anyone? Where's my wagon?
As you shake your sleeve, one last goose feather falls out.
The fuck is this?
My
I
brother-
hand, Yang his mask.
The fuck is this? Oh, right, this. Why'd you have this?
Wait, what the fuck is this? Wait, yes.
My brother, you are a son of the elements and a soldier of creation. You are whatever you will make of yourself.
Me?
Trying to get me told?
Old man stands
We're
up.
heroes, Yang.
Yeah. Old man stands up, and this is a long and laborious process, by the way. He has not had to push himself back up in many a year, so this is difficult. Crack back, stand up as straight as possible again, and just says to the other folks. By the way, fun note, I'm actually only 130.
I'm gonna put the
young.
mask on.
It's old for a mortal, I can tell you that.
Do I see a bear nearby?
No, it is. Actually, there is zero wildlife noises around you.
No, a bear.
I just figured if most of the rest of my secrets have been laid bare, I may as well admit that last one.
Your secret safe with us.
Whatever.
I don't even know your name.
You could
What
be
is your name?
1,000 years old. You're still just old man.
And I should
Oh.
always just be old man. Do not use my former name around me. I mean,
Teeth will reappear if it so pleases him.
For
As-
what it's
as-
worth, old man, I don't even remember.
As you wish.
This is both in and out of character.
Well, we're back, everyone.
And
Does
there's
anyone
probably
feel
an
different?
immediate
Oh.
meowing and harping and chirping as Moat has emerged from hiding and is crawling over repose, demonstrating his
Extremely-
complete lack of injury and alternating between that and expressing,
Yep.
"Where's the fish? Give me the fish. Prize
Yep.
now."
Yep. Gimme.
Well, I have an oath to uphold, and Repose will turn and walk away towards. There's gonna be a stream. near
There's a
here
pond.
somewhere.
There's
Yeah.
a pond or a stream.
Go to a pond, spend some time fishing.
Ah, you did good, girl. You did. Oh. Oh.
What?
What
Wow.
the-
As you look at Stalwart Radiant Daughter, you notice something subconsciously a little different.
Is that your horse?
something you can't quite put your finger on?
You did good, girl. You did good.
She just kind of rubs her head up against your hand as you pet her.
God, I hope he doesn't start purring.
She's fine. She's fine.
Ascended horse.
She just needs some rest.
Just gonna go ahead and roll the fact that I don't have any survival, but there's
you are
two. I'm
pushing?
just trying to
You get a
engage
blip.
pond and dispense fish. How does this
You
work?
get
What's your help?
it's about a half hour, but you get a bluegill, and by the time it is out of the water on the hook, Moat has already jumped onto it and is hanging off the fish and the fish hook, eating it.
Good cat.
Well, Moat is
It's-
thoroughly distracted by Prize and clean the paint off of him.
Annoyance, but acceptance.
It's been a long day. I think we all need to relax. As I lay
have
down,
I have not had a moment of leisure in my entire life. I will focus.
as I lay down, sitting next to a resting stalwart daughter, as her neck wraps around my body.
Snake horse. Extend.
As you look
horse.
carefully at the legs of Stalwart Daughter, she's not lying down a horse easily. The bones just kind of stopped. They just kind of crumpled into flesh tubes.
Hey, Milan, your horse is.
She's
What's the-
fine. She's a good horse.
I'm gonna do some medicine science on that later.
You can do that right now. That's
You
just
can
a
do that right
reflexive
now.
look at that and figure that shit out right now.
We're camping
Ooh.
now. Victory achieved. You
Yeah.
defeated.
This
Oh,
entire
oh,
rest of this
right.
section is going to be downtime.
By the way, I'm a superhero.
What? I never would have imagined that you were, in fact, the mysterious marauder Yak man.
Did you just call him a fucking marauder?
You
Like,
wanna fucking
in
go?
It's
So
like
remember-
the noble term.
So
Oh
remember
yeah,
that
and you're not a
briefing-
pirate, huh, Shield? Huh? I'm seeing Shield.
I was doing yars and R's, and you were piloting that goddamn boat.
So
Look,
remember the briefing at the very start of the wild that prolonged exposure without protection tends to mutate you?
Yeah.
It appears that Stalwart Daughter has evolved beyond the need for bones. The one weakness of horse.
The perfected horse.
One of the many weaknesses of horse. What are you talking about? One
She
weakness
had solved the
of horse?
rest of the she had solved the rest of the weaknesses of horse.
Okay, fine. The one remaining weakness of horse.
I am going to do some, I'm gonna okay, this is a dumb test. You know those things you tap people on the knee with and you see the reflex?
Yeah, a reflexes test.
I'm just gonna, does that do anything?
Just tap
She
the
jig-
goo.
her
where-
whole body jiggles.
Huh, that's kind of fun. Hey, Milan.
It's her
Yank.
her bones have been replaced by even more dense, flexible muscle. Don't think about how that would be a problem.
It's
fine.
completely meat.
It's
She is
me.
entirely, it is entirely meat.
Yang, my brother, she's trying to take a nap.
Oh, right. Sorry. I can't turn it off sometimes.
It's okay. We can do science later.
Angler is going to stand far enough away to not bother the horse, but he is going to activate his banner and offer if anyone would like to wash off the rust, he can do it very quickly. He's mainly doing this to expel the rust that he intentionally inhaled into his nostrils and sinuses.
Oh man, just thinking about how
Your
we
body
use
is suddenly aware of the intense and searing pain that you are no longer experiencing, and it is the the strangest sensation of reverse pain, which is almost its own kind of hurt until it stabilizes.
Oh yeah, I'm well versed with that kind of pain. It's good stuff.
Yeah. It's like, wait, shit, okay.
Pain
man
but
starts-
backwards.
just starts thinking about how when you was asked before, like a while ago, if he has had an apprentice before, and he answered, it went both extremely well and extremely bad. And just
Yep.
thinking about how He was as right as he could possibly be with that.
You were.
Yep. That's what. When you said that, I started planning this.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with my mask? Does it do anything?
It is originally a very rough-hewn, carved. What was it? Was it made of wood?
Yeah, just whitewood, birch maybe.
It was originally very kind of roughly hewn and crafted. Now it is very organic and smooth and looks like a drama mask, actually.
I'm gonna put it on.
You don't immediately magically transform, but you feel like it fits you perfectly. Like the contours of the inside of the mask fit your face perfectly.
Can I do a crisis charm to narrate what would happen in his new transformation sequence? Which would
Yes.
just maybe happen in the middle. Okay, so we've done Kamen Rider. Now we're going on to Sailor Moon.
Okay.
Yang is engulfed in rainbows. Rainbows and sparkles. And Yaku Man plays over the fucking airwaves. And he is slowly regenerating a new uniform. It is now basically the same thing, except finely tailored. And everything is engraved with gilded gold, and it just looks great. It's like business casual Yaku Man. I'll figure out a proper thing for it later.
I'm sitting here just kind of shaking his head, like approvingly at this. Just doesn't really know what to say. Doesn't really understand, but just, yeah, all right, you do you.
That's Yang doing Yang things.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
pretty cool.
Yang had a hard life.
Yang is going to get a minor zap of electricity. She's trying to take a nap.
What? But this is my thing.
Could you go do your thing over there? She's trying to. It's been a long day for her.
The horse is solidly asleep at this point. This is Milan being very protective of horse.
When Yang gets frustrated, his mask turns from the green dragon into the red dragon. Briefly.
Proposes going back to that pond.
going
He's got to
over
figure
here.
out this fishing thing finally. He had it explained to him.
Oh
It
shit!
doesn't
You want help
sound
fishing?
complicated,
Hero away! And then I do
Praxis,
backflips
though.
over to the pond. I don't know how far away it is, but I'm gonna backflip all the way over to the pond.
I love Ghost in the Shell. Anyway,
Listen, 2045 was actually better than people give it
yeah,
credit.
no.
It's
I was
actually pretty
gonna-
well written. Is the
I'm
thing.
going
Yeah,
to
yeah,
craft
no,
a
I was-
fishing stick, and I'm gonna kick flip the largest fish out of it. I think I have 5 survival. I finally get to use this.
Yeah, you get like a what would be around here? Probably a carp?
I spend a willpower.
Alright,
You did spend a willpower.
that's
Not one, but 2 carps.
just give me a second while I actually think about this for a moment.
Fey carp.
I want to somehow kick flip a
You
fish
get an
out of it.
entire sturgeon out of the water.
How? Who knows? Yaku Man! And then I present it to Moat.
Moat looks like he has been handed just the entire. You have handed him a feast for 15 kings.
Justice rewards the just.
Moat will be very precisely restrained from accepting the fish for a moment and given a stern looking at. So, like, familiars, you can understand and communicate with them just intuitively. Since Moat is being given kind of a, and what do we say to the nice man who brings the gift? And as Philip Propose lets his hand off Moat, just like while shaking a little bit with still wanting to get at the damn fish, kind of makes it halfway through a bow and then springs at the fish.
The bow turns into a pounce like about a quarter of the way through.
And
the
that's an
effort is there.
improvement. I'm going to
Aw,
begin
that's
the
way
process of, one, I'm learning a
that's
bit of
way more than I
survival.
was
2, I
expecting.
definitely need to train Moat to unlock his latent abilities. So,
The latent abilities of cats are fucking crazy.
yes, and I want in on that.
For the audience, I mentioned this back when Moat was acquired, I think in part, but the latent abilities of cats basically turn them into, you know the jokes about level 1 peasants in D&D versus a house cat? That, but no, really. Like, they get their entire versus a mouse dice pool versus people.
Alright, so I'm also going to immediately, kind of reflexively, spin off from my general purpose, major cats are acceptable intimacy. Moat.
Yes,
Drug
that
cat.
is. Yes. Yeah.
And so familiars receive bonus dice on training rolls that scale off of how strongly you feel about your familiar.
Your intimacy, yes.
I'm
So
gonna
just
go
off of
ahead.
Like, if this is an extremely prime moment of changing and adding and removing intimacies, now is a great time.
Yeah, actually, after that entire experience right there, I am going to go ahead and remove the intimacies for both Repose and Milan.
Huh.
All right.
Makes sense.
Just reinforcing Old Man's worldview. Those are both minor intimacies. They're 1-star.
Yeah.
And everything.
Yeah, so that whole
fucking-
display wound up largely worthless in terms of making the cat actually learn anything. Propose has instead learned that he has to
Cats are not
further
trainable
adapt
that way.
his mindset.
Cats need to be trained in the cat's mindset.
It is only difficulty 1 to get started, so that is still the tiniest bit of progress.
Yeah, you have begun the process, but cat brain does not respond to training the same way other brain does.
Goal number 10, interval 1 month.
Does anyone else hear that music when I have my aura flaring like this?
Yes.
I'm gonna pop this. Hold on, I'm gonna pop the mask off. Oh. Huh. I'm gonna have to figure out how to suppress that.
Angler is going to step a little bit away from the group and just enjoy the water, so to speak, and just kind of stare at his reflection and think on it.
Old Man's
It's
going
a-
to walk up to...
It's a wonderful, peaceful morning.
That was a good gag.
I felt it coming, and I had my mouse over the stop button.
Mm-hmm.
Old Man, like, taps Yang on the shoulder, by the way, just about this.
Huh? What?
I'm aware that you have historically not enjoyed or respected my worldview, Young Yang.
I think it's very selfish, yes.
I wanted you to just think about the thing that you saw in there, the things that I and he were both capable of doing, and realizing exactly what I do not do.
That's the floor.
Is it
supposed to-
now?
Yeah. What? Just not killing people?
It's more than that.
Do you want to kill people? Are you like what? Are you
It's
restraining
more
yourself?
than that. Think about it. Think on your life. Think on mine. Think on Oak's. You need to think about the circumstances of others and how they react and do. Is it really so selfish what I do? I who want for nothing, do nothing, and still help people with their issues and problems? I who do not require a single thing in my life from any of you, and I've been following around, assisting you in your problems. Help. Think about
And
it.
help Oak.
Oak didn't need my help. Oak made his decision. I helped Oak for 40 years. Now think, Yang. Think about what I do, what you do, and really make your own decisions in life. And Old Man taps him on the back and just walks away again.
I make beverages. He sits on a mountain. What the fuck is he talking about?
Alright, other busy work to get out of the way. Let's figure out what fucking day it even is outside here, because we don't know how much time has passed. Only that
I
at least
do.
one has passed. Gonna go back to the tree where I stashed a bunch of stuff before we went
is
in
making
and take a
potions
look
the
at the
moral
stuff.
equivalent of sitting on a mountain? What
Let's
does that
go
mean?
rifling through the miscellanea and I suppose offer up perception craft to think about how much wear anything that's in there has received.
Okay. That's one dice stunt.
Just the two.
It's at most probably been about 2 to 3 days. You'd have to like actually go ask somebody or like look at the moon when it's at night
Ugh.
to be sure. But like it's not been that long. You did get sucked into a time abyss.
The bread is still good. We have not been trapped in there for a year.
Yeah.
You need that bread?
Split that bread.
I should have eaten that sturgeon. Whatever. That's
Again,
okay.
thank the tree for its service, recalling that this is the one that was a bit shredded during the warm-up for going into Wildfight.
Old man,
Yes, young Milan.
I don't believe I'm going to be as good of a student as Oak was.
Oh, I already knew that ages ago. You've so far shown, let's say about a third of the capability and understanding of excellent unbending oak. Now, with that in mind, young Milan, before you get sad or disappointed, Oak was an incredible student. Oak was the greatest student that basically any given sorcerer would ever want. The fact that you approach even a third of the capability as a student, a sponge of, as a receptacle for my knowledge, means you're a pretty good student yourself.
I'm fine with that.
Good.
You touched the ground.
Don't you dare. Oldman looks actually angry at this. Goes ahead and activates his like the charm on the wood dragon claws. Activates the grappling quality and grabs you with it before you try to run away.
I'm
And
fine with this.
pulls you closer. Don't you dare. That is not my fault. I'm going to milk the fact that it is not my fault all the way to when I'm right in front of the gates of heaven. I'm going to tell them everything that was not in my power, and there's nothing you nor anyone could do to stop that.
I just nod.
Well, young Milan, if you speak a word of that again, I will immediately disown you, and I will leave forever. You will never see me again. And then lets you go.
This is Radway laughing.
I'm gonna
Old
note
man
down-
somehow behind him hears a meow that inexplicably he knows means, but you did touch the ground though.
You can't disown
The
that
whims
cat.
the whims of animals are much different from those of the
I
women.
am noting down when he touched the
You know
ground,
them.
the exact longitude, latitude.
Restart
Time of
the
day.
clock.
So somebody please add to the calendar of events the day that old man touched the ground.
Old man
That-
fell down.
I'm going to break fucking mystery of what day it is. That is the morning of the first of resplendent water. Old man touched the ground.
How dare you?
I think this is like a ritual where if the old man touches the ground, that means we get 2 more like weeks of.
Of winter.
2 more weeks
Yeah.
of winter.
No, it just means I get my ass kicked.
I do that. I have that happen every day. That's not special.
Out of character, Obsidian is mentioning none of this. He is not being a
Yeah,
smart aleck in
yeah.
any way because it is the way it is the way that old man decides to live his life, which Obsidian respects.
Old man has disowned the storyteller.
There's got to be a loophole in that. I mean, I was already functioning on a loophole to begin with, as he like stomps the get into the ground. I'm going to keep counting as if I never touched it. No one will know.
You know?
Yeah, no one will know. I closed the journal and put it back in my cabinet.
All right,
know,
Repose is actually on seeing old man's genuine frustration at having lapsed from his religious observance
Religious,
of,
yeah.
of a great spiritual thing. Repose is going to take a moment to turn to the secret spot in the sky that everyone in the know knows that the moon is hiding during the day.
Yep.
Oh yeah, just right over there.
Just gonna look directly at that. Give him this. I know I rarely regard you for any reason at any time, but you cannot deny that this amused you. You're laughing up
pretty
there. You're welcome.
There's a single distant bird cry in the distance, and you take that as your answer.
I'm also going to add that
just a little bit away, almost the exact same conversation happens from Milan. Like, I did the thing. Go easy on him.
Mm-hmm.
We both ask the moon, hey, just don't count.
The response to the surprisingly direct response of anything happening immediately after that remark is to just kind of turn derisively away and just spit vitriolically hiss, as if he were in the tone of a Finnish man sounding Satana or something. Moon is behind me. I am carrying on with my day.
Assisting in
Thank you,
killing.
ma'am.
You acknowledge the moon. The moon acknowledges you back.
Assisting in slaying your basically adopted son and former incredible student that you had enormous fondness for, mild annoyance. Being forced to touch the ground, absolutely furious.
Taoism, baby.
Yep.
Wizards.
Wizards things.
What a selfish asshole.
Taoism gets weird if you don't focus on the parts that tell you to be very, like, overly... And an old man has, but also old man is an asshole at the same time, which, you know, that can happen.
He is both extremely, extremely, extremely willing to help anyone in need. Also, incredibly selfish at the same time. It's
He's
both.
extremely true to his bitter, hateful old self.
Mhm.
I've got a lore question.
Yeah.
Those constellations that were mentioned,
Yep.
are they common parlance in this world, or is that part of
Yes.
old man's? Okay, that's
That's
common
the
parlance.
that's the
and not-
common astrology,
Normal
not
astrology.
old man's
Not-
back. That's
not
not
old
old
man's.
Which, hey,
None of those
old
with
man would have
Jimbas.
taught. Old man wouldn't have taught the normal constellations to Oak.
Yeah.
So Repose definitely has some notes to make of important responses that he didn't allow to distract him from the slaying of evil and the purging and so forth, but do need to be noted because I sure don't want to get caught in the situation again of mysteries having betrayed us. All right, starry-eyed man, purple light. Got to be taking notes of evidence of things to consider.
Repose, are you okay?
Yes, generally. He is itemizing things.
Well, all right. I mean, you talked to the moon. That was weird.
There are occasions for it. Shuddering a bit, and also acknowledging that.
If he could feel empathy, I think he would be touched by that gesture. Anyways, I'm gonna go make drugs. Bye.
As you do.
Act normal.
As you do. So, that's kind of it for the immediate after effects of this. So, unless you had more downtime stuff to go among conversations, that was about it for me. Because
I
that
woke
was
up early and had a big waste of time happen today in the middle of the day. So I'm basically willing to check out like right now.
okay.
Yeah, I think we
that's a
can
sleepy kind of day.
wind down.
Yeah, it
And
is.
Disc 1.
And disc 1, everyone gains 5 experience points and 5 dragon experience points, which means congratulations, you are now all Essence 3 once this experience has been spent.
Once
Wait,
we
hold on.
hit the next session and actually have enough experience to be able to spend properly.
Because
Yeah.
we're at 70-56 right now, not 75-60.
We're at 75.
No,
It
no,
is now
yeah, we're-
75
you are at-
60.
It is you are
it?
now at 75-60.
I
And-
missed a session's worth of experience.
Yeah, there was the session that
Yep,
you
it was-
ducked out of.
Yes, probably that one. But yeah, it is. You are now at Essence 3, but unfortunately, due to the way that the breakpoint works, you can't buy Essence 3 things until next session.
And we have to spend 75 experience worth on Essence 2 or other things first.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Okay,
But
just-
we
I wanna
are
make sure of that.
effectively, so once you have spent the 75, you can buy charms. But I think the way that we're treating it is that for most other things, we are acting as if we are Essence 3. So if you have a thing that does Essence number things,
Yes. Your stat is 3.
Yes.
But you can't buy things prerequisite 3 until you're past 75. If there's like a little hair of marginal experience, like 2 of it is before 75 and 6 of it is after, I don't care. But like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So can I buy the mask thing?
Not yet. Next session.
Next
Damn.
time.
Next time. The doom has been averted. The sorcery has been destroyed. A soul has been laid to rest. Plans are
One
beginning to
less
emerge.
doom. 9,999 remaining dooms.
Mm-hmm.
We have done a character story.
Now we go punch those assholes over in the east.
Proposed in the 99 Dooms.
Kill 9 billion dooms.
Next time.